did you expect? Who did you expect? Who did you expect? Who did you expect? Who did you expect?
Welcome to the east side. We don't wait for doors of opportunity, we just wait on when we gotta kick them in. Decatur, Georgia, or a den of thieves. Hidden leads just to feed the village. Hidden leads make them feel like ninjas. Niggas always keep the metal tucked till you run up, get your face cut. Got your brukins on the back end. Know too many niggas trapped. They be stuck in genjutsu. They see the world from a different view. Shadow clones cause they silhouettes. Hard to point out when they robbing you. You never know what be inside of you. You never know who you be talking to. Till it's 2 a.m. on the east side. Blacker shadows in the nighttime. They don't wait on nothing but the right time. He ain't come around the corner. Shots fired, that's a nigga down. Sad, but this is normal around this town. I've been crying for my niggas found. I've been praying for my niggas down. Always looking for some progress. Try a nigga, he gon' regress. Locked and loaded, that nigga ready. Turn your brains into red spaghetti. I be looking for God here. Hopefully see that I'm trying here. Save my niggas cause they really lost. Tell that my niggas before you write them off.
They say, Vic, don't you move on that side, boy. Both the crime rate and junkies stay high, boy. Scary niggas, they ain't see my vision and they see it, they want on the convoy. Stop by the corner store, know that it's kids in there. Let them watch when those punk gas for a bag of chip shot with the water. But no, they got size, I don't need no patchouli. I just want water. Star bitch with my brothers like Pops and Earl. We gon' turn Keller Road right into a Melrose. I might turn Wesley Cap to a motherfucking church. They got my people, let's teach them their worth. I don't need no appraiser, I'm knowing the worth of my property. They just owns out the cap, always a lot in the world, and I'm winning all that construction on this side. I'm taking my time, now it's 2 a.m. on the east side. Up as fuck, no I'm writing rhymes. Late night, not an early morning, like an alchemist, I'm turning into something. Shots fired, that's a nigga down. Sad, but it's normal around this town. Cause I'm calling, say you beat the charge. He can't wait to come back around. Other cousin Carly, I'ma stop. Say he heard prices went back up. I confirm they gassed up. Told him chill, though, cause we next up. People be looking for God here. My job is to teach them looking themselves. Say my niggas cause they really lost. Spitting for the ones they writing off.
Who did you expect?
Biggest the what? Biggest the what? Biggest the what? Biggest the Super Bowl.
Niggas so thirsty, don't put me in beef. Dissecting my words and start looking too deep. I look at the tweets and start sucking my teeth. I'm letting it rock cause I love the mystique. I still wanna give me a song where I be. Can trust everything that you saw on IG. Just know if I diss you, I make sure you know that I hit you like I'm on your caller ID. I'm naming the album to fall off. It's pretty ironic cause it ain't no fall off for me. Still in this bitch getting bigger. They waiting on the kid to come drop like a father to be. Love when they argue the hardest MC. Is it K Dot, is it Aubrey or me? We the big three like we started a league. But right now I feel like Muhammad Ali. Yeah, Muhammad Ali, the one that they call when they shit ain't connected no more. Feel like I got a job in IT. Rhyming with me is the biggest mistake. The Spider-Man meme is me looking at Drake. It's like we recruited your homies to be demon deacons. We got them attending your wake. Hey, how the gang got away from the bars, man, this shit like a prison escape. Everybody steppers with fucking and everybody breakfast, and I'm about to clear out my plate. When I show up, it's motion picture blockbuster. The goat with the golden pen, the top toucher, the spot rusher. Spray this whole shit up, the crop duster. Not Russia, but apply pressure to your cranium. Codes automatic when aiming with the boy in the status of stadium.
Big as the Super Bowl, but the difference is it's just two guys playing shit that they did in the studio. Niggas usually send they verses back to me and they be terrible just like a 2-year-old. I love a dinner with some fine women when they start debating about who the GOAT. I'm like, go ahead, say it then. Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who the GOAT? Who you bitches really rooting for? Like a kid that had been from January to November, nigga, it's just you and Cole. Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the what? Big as the Super Bowl.
She had seen me close to moon, the universe was alive. She looked me dead into my eyes, she knew that I was a vibe. I don't say much cause my vibe says it all. I don't say much cause my vibe says it all. I don't say much cause my vibe says it all. I can't lie, no.
She love the way I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. Yeah, I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. Yeah. She like the vibe and see the aura switch up. I walk into the room and it's so bright now. Plant a seed and go and watch it grow. Water it and treat it what it's worth now. Pops told me I need to have some confidence. Always been a soldier, not a hoe now. Dance around how you really feel. It's a kickback, not a hold down.
Kickback, relax, you know, that's how we vibe. So I got patience for things that ain't worth people's time. Miley Cyrus, happy aura like white diamonds. I put my light in the shadow realm because I'm shining. Blind and these demons call that an eye for an eye. Cause you thought you had me cornered, but I got perfect alignment. Yellow hair, gold stone, purple in my ice cream cone. Red rose what I be on when it's my mother zone. How you feel? Blues make you chill. How you feel? Red velvet make you heal. How you feel? Green get you bills. Back on chill life, old flats on them wheels, tryna make it to them Beverly's west side of them hills. Well, catch me riding, cause we about to go and slide. And you think I'm classy, cause first rate is what we be flying in. That's just how we vibe, man, we vibing.
She love the way I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. Yeah, I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. She love the way I'm vibing. Yeah.
Even with COVID, I plan on staying on my purpose. Can't be detracted from my path. I'm married to the game, whether through sickness or in health. Till death do us part. I keep my head high, my eyes dry, money in my pocket. Keep my eyes on the prize, laser focused on my purpose. Yeah, I know I had a time lapse. Dropped the tape some months ago. Questions about where I've been. People say they seeing ghosts. Always with this such and such. Talking to y'all so-and-sos. I pop out in a phantom for you. Show some signs of money growth. Used to see me in a hoodie. Still in a hoodie, bro. I would wear a suit, but my hoodie hide my toolie better. Move with extra caution on the comeback so my come up better. Learn how to invest a check. 50 shares in family business. Learn to build my last name. My family need a legacy. Pops held the fort down. That's the man I'm trying to be. Keep it on 100, baby. Don't you try to lie to me. It take more than your good looks. I'm rising high society. She want the status and the money. It's all part of propriety. She get accustomed to her lifestyle and A-list ideology. This hasn't happened yet, but I know where I'm going. I know I'll be successful. I don't have much of an option. I gotta get there.
This is the greatest comeback since Billie Jean King. It's the battle of the best, but everybody average to me. I can get a late start, quarantine and lose my mind, and I still find a way to outshine and outrhyme you niggas. I don't understand you niggas, always walking around like you got big nuts to itch, but you be fudging the figures. I guess it figures. Bravado only get you so far until real life start to show you who you really are. I hope you had fun in daddy's clothes when daddy was gone. But now daddy back in town, so you can go on, get gone. Go outside with the other kids where you belong before you get smacked up inside of my home.
What did you expect?
Yeah. Everybody think it's a game. Yeah. Everybody think it's a game. Yeah. Everybody think it's a game. Boy, I ain't playing no games. No. Boy, I ain't playing no games. Yeah. Don't nobody know about the late night, early mornings with no sleep. Don't nobody know about the low time we ain't really had nothing to eat. Don't nobody know about the time we had to ride around without tank on E. Don't nobody know nothing but me. Don't nobody know nothing but me. Don't nobody know about the grind that it took. Don't nobody know how many times we put ourselves out there and got overlooked. Don't nobody know our pockets was low. Don't nobody know they think what they know. Don't nobody got love for a man, especially when a man hitting it low. Everybody got words of wisdom. Who putting in the work though? Everybody wanna get a trophy, but you ain't make it to the ship though. Better stick to your sailboat. I know you love to ride a wave. I see you really love to follow. Trendsetters over here though. Whoa, everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game till you get played. 2K, pat me the pressure, I handle the rock. Stay on the ground till I shoot to the top. Harder than lava, I fire the op. Stay back and shoot, my heart is just hard. I don't miss nothing, my shot can't get blocked. Bust in your face like I'm Curry on God. My mentality, win at all costs. Snakes in that grad, had to cut a few off. Keep my head low, my focus is people. The confidence is key, don't let haters get to you. Critics always wanna say something negative. I can't mind them, I know that I'm better than them. I just know I got that grind for my team. Take the title on me, be MVP. Once I do, I'ma show on the king. Finger to the left, so quiet my demons. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game until you get played, yeah. Everything seem like a game till you get played, yeah.
Welcome to another edition of the Tuesday Night Live. All right, we're gonna jump right into it. Not too much waiting. I appreciate everybody for being here. I hope you guys got your popcorn. I'm joking. Hope you guys been getting your 10,000 steps in? Yeah. Get your 10,000 steps in. Somebody, Sherelle said, I need to start playing cheeky new songs. I'm not really like that. I like old songs. So I don't really find the new wave. I'm like years behind. So I'll play a song from 4 years ago now because I don't really follow everybody else's wave. So, but you're right. Eventually I will get to those other songs. Slowly but surely we cooking it up. All right. Now, let us get into the show. But before we start the show, we must thank our sponsor of the last show, the one, the only, the dating pool roast reaction, Miss HQ herself. Shout out to you for being the sponsor of the last show, aka the troublemaker. She is a big troublemaker, but we appreciate her in this space. You know why? Because she loves everybody. She loves all the nonsense. Okay, I don't know why she's built that way, but we appreciate her. Okay. Peter says Starbucks CEO got fired. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. And he got replaced by somebody with a track record that is insane. It's going to be interesting to watch it play out. But remember, I did a stream where I told y'all which company was on my watch list. And we talked about the Starbucks. And I told you how I don't believe that company yielding 3% that long. I don't see that company falling below a 3% yield very long. So certain companies just don't yield that high. So I had a feeling that something, might pop up. I was not in no way, shape, or form. I don't need no shackles. Had no idea that was going to happen. Had no idea that was going to happen. But yeah, it was insane. It was insane. So those that know. Okay. Hey, Kyle, how you doing? If they know, they know. All right. This is what we're going to do. They need Howard back. No, actually, they got the perfect replacement. They have somebody that has appeal to Wall Street. They have somebody with a proven track record. They have somebody that they can sell the activist investors. I think they did a right call. This is all right. Let me just tell y'all what I personally would like. All right. For my selfish desires. All right. Everybody knows I'm a Disney shareholder. Everybody's laughing now, but we'll see who laughs later. I got a lot of years to go. I'm telling you this. If Disney would snatch one of the co-CEOs from Netflix, something like this would happen. Okay. Not saying it's going to happen, but imagine if it did. Because, Netflix is one of the company that shares CEOs' responsibilities with having multiple CEOs. So it's uncommon. But there are a few companies that do that. And if Netflix was to get one of their CEOs snatched by Disney to finally step in for Bob Iger on his way out the door, I assure you it would be game changer. Okay. But anyway, yeah, Luckin Coffee. There's a couple different coffee chains that does well. They drink a lot of coffee in that country. So I'm not shocked. It's a lot of competition. Starbucks struggle in China, and that's like pretty much the biggest market, basically. But we'll see. All right, so let's get into the show. I'm not going to hold y'all up. We're going to cover a couple things. I want to talk about, did we get it right? Okay, I want to talk about, did we get it right? I want to talk about a family dilemma. And also, there's a woman that is in her 40s, and she got a lot of views, 68,000 views, and she got less than 1,000 subscribers about her views or her experience or what she's experienced being in her 40s and child-free. So we're going to cover that because that's going to be fun. Is that my dog, HD? HD in the building. What up? HD is in the building. Shout out to you, dog. But that's what I want to cover today. I've been gone for a couple days. What's today? Tuesday. Yeah, I've been chilling. So y'all know my rule. If we ain't got nothing to talk about, you won't see me. I'm going to mind my business, and y'all can get all the other stuff. I know and can we give a big shout out to the general himself, Cheeky Banter? Man, he's so talented. I hate to, he's so talented, man. He doesn't really get truly recognized for his talents. I don't take them for granted, but man, you just see the skills, man, behind the scenes, his artwork. He's just really crafty, man. So shout out to Cheeky Banter. If you guys did not catch the fight, because I know you guys were into that, you guys can watch it. Okay, Hamp got it going on over there. You guys know what to do. All right. I can't really box. I'm not a boxer. I'm not a UFC fighter either. But it's better to act like you in Texas. It's better to act like you in Texas when you in Texas. That's all I'm gonna say. All right. HG says still finishing the book. I'm telling you. And after you done with that book, we can have a conversation, and then we could talk about something else. But we built the foundation over here. All right. Good things coming. Markets are going well. Life is good. We still allocating funds to the retirement fund. Life is good. Life is good. YouTube is YouTube. I haven't seen much drama. Have y'all been seeing drama around here? I don't know. I haven't been seeing much drama myself. So hopefully you guys have not been catching up with that stuff. But drama sells. I ain't gonna lie to you. Drama absolutely sells. All right. We ain't got no drama over here. Okay. Just old-fashioned YouTubing. All right. So this is what we're gonna get into. Before we even get into that part of the show, I don't know why I shouldn't be subscribed to the Shade Room, but for some reason I am. I thought I unsubscribed to them, but maybe they just always find a way in my feed. I think that's what it is, actually. The Shade Room always finds a way into my feed, just like O'Shea Duke Jackson, because he been going crazy on the swirler movement, and he's been going crazy at that one lady. So shout out to O'Shea Duke Jackson. But this is what I want to do. I want to get into Simone Biles' mother. All right. I guess the Shade Room found an interview about Simone Biles' biological mother, and it just came across, like literally came across while the music was playing. I said, oh, we're gonna cover that real quick, jump into that and see what was said, because I find it quite interesting that Simone Biles' biological mother is doing interviews all of a sudden. I had never known of her ever. Never in my life have I heard of Simone Biles' mother. Never did I know that she was adopted. So that kind of shocked me. You pretty much lost a gold medalist. You see what they paying in Hong Kong for their gold medalists. So I thought this was interesting. So I just want to hear what she had to say about her daughter. And this, so we're gonna tap into that, and then we'll get right into the show. All right. A one, a two, a 1, 2, 3, go. Now I'm joking. Let me touch the audio.
I want to let her know that I love her. I'm very proud of her, but I'm just still waiting. I would like to sit down and talk to you and answer any questions you may have. 'Cause I don't know what you've been told but I want you to hear the real deal.
So you don't have like a direct number that you can
I want to let her know that I love her. I'm very proud of her.
even reach out to her?
I do, but I won't.
Why not?
I want her to reach out to me.
Let's stop right there. So this is Simone Biles, at least the Shade Room is reporting, biological mother, saying she's very proud of her. Now, I can't tell with this video if they look alike or, I can't tell. Y'all can be the judge and if they look alike or not. But she's saying that she wants her to reach out to her because she has a number, a direct number, because the reporter asked, do you have a direct number? Do you have a direct number that you can reach out to her? And she was about to lie. I don't know if y'all caught that. She was attempting to lie. She was about to say, and then she said, well, I'm being recorded. Yeah, I do. But I would want her to reach out to me. Wow. Who should be reaching out first? I'm gonna be honest. Nah, D, you can't see no resemblance. You can't see no resemblance. Nah. First of all, let me just tell you, Simone Biles is the role model y'all daughters should be modeling after. Just saying. That's my opinion. Y'all want to model after all these Meg Thee Stallion. I think Simone Biles should be the one. But hey, y'all do what y'all want to do, okay? I'm actually torn between whether this mother is correct. Should she let her daughter reach out to her, or should she reach out to her daughter? I'm actually torn on this. Most of the time they say it's not a kid's responsibility, but I think this is a very difficult situation. So what I like to do is I like to put myself in the shoes of the forgotten parent, the parent that left, the parent that wasn't there. And I try to remember that, okay, they still human. They still got emotions. They still struggle in life. They still go through things. Just because they're a parent don't mean that they're not another individual, right? So I separate the parenthood, the human and the individual, right? And then, of course, you bring it back together because obviously there are responsibilities. And I just think to myself, how hard is it as a parent where the whole world thinks that you're a deadbeat mother? That's my opinion. It seems like that's the case. We don't know the story, but let's be honest, she could have reached out 8, 9, 10 years ago. But the world thinks she's this way. She struggled with something, whatever reason, she wasn't prepared to be a mother. And nobody will give her the view of understanding that, she's human too. So it's really interesting. I think that in this situation, I don't know if the reason why she's saying she would rather her reach out is because she don't feel like she has a right. And it's just my opinion. Being observant in the world, talking to a lot of people, and being somebody that truly tries to understand perspectives, right? I think that she does not believe she has a right to reach out to her daughter. I don't think she feels like she's entitled. This is still my child. I think she feels like she messed up. I think she believes that she was wrong and she wasn't there when she was needed the most. She wasn't who she needed her to be. So because of that, she don't have no right to reach out to her daughter. She has to wait until, because she don't know if that's something her daughter want, and it's kind of wrong to burden her with something after she fought so hard, struggling to get through the feelings that a lot of people go through. Why does she not want me? Am I not good enough? Why didn't she fight for me? Those are things that I think a lot of children feel when their parents are not present. And so I'm sure Simone Biles fought through those different things. And I think as a parent, to a degree, I kind of the guilt that absent parents feel, even though you can say it's their fault or whatever the case is, right? I'm not one of those people that are big on just holding on blame for people being human, right? I'm not excusing it either. I'm just saying I'm trying to be understanding. It just the mother don't feel she has the right. Now, here's the conflicting part. Why are you doing like national, not national, because the shade room is big, but it ain't national big. But I'm not hating. I'm just saying, why are you doing a video to which you know it's a possibility that she could see? And this is kind of your way of reaching out, but you're saying you don't want to reach out and you want her to reach out to you. So you kind of, you're tugging in that gray area. I kind of actually think this interview is wrong. If you truly wanted her to reach out to you, you know what? I'm torn. Because maybe she did this because she thought her daughter didn't think that her mother wanted to talk to her. And she's like, I don't have a right, but I'll go on and look, you guys, I think like this, like in real time. This is why you see me shuffling, trying to truly dial in, right? That she's like, maybe if I show her or tell her that I want that is something I desire, even though I have no right, it might open the door for her to reach out. So I'm kind of torn because I think it's kind of wrong to do a video after you said that you should wait for her and you're kind of reaching out indirectly. But, you know, at the end of the day, this is what I believe, right? Simone Biles has a decision to make as far as it's her right if she never wants to speak to her again. If whatever she went through, because listen, when you are adopted, and who knows if she got adopted immediately, who knows if she was in what are those things called, guys? What are those things called when you go to those homes? I can't remember right now. But if she stayed some time in there and got adopted when she was 2, 3, or 4, who knows what she genuinely went through? So she may never want to speak to her again. Part of her strongest motivation was knowing that whatever, and mind you, the mother said, I don't know what they told you. I don't know what the story is, but I would rather you hear it from me. You know what's so interesting? This is kind of like the reverse of like dads when they tell you, you'll understand one day. You know, that's why it's kind of interesting because like you can actually see a mother can be in that same position. So it's just not often displayed this way. And I'm guessing none of y'all knew about this, right? I had no idea that she did not have like any like relationship with her biological mom. That's, to me, is kind of mind blowing. I'm kind of shocked by it. But this is a very difficult breakdown for me because I have no idea what the correct action is. So I'll say what I think just for, if you guys are big on like growth, right? Mental growth, maturation, things like that. Did I see Arlise? Is Arlise here? I don't know. I thought I saw Arlise's name. I think this is what I think would help. My personal opinion, because some of you guys are probably very stringent and y'all like, nah, she don't deserve nothing. She abandoned her, whatever the case is. Some of y'all view y'all mothers a certain way. Some of y'all may be more inclined to be understanding because she's a woman. I don't know. I would say this. I personally believe that it would benefit Simone Biles to have a conversation with her mom. It would allow her to get some level of healing, some level of knowing that, you know, I don't, because sometimes that stuff will hold you back so long that you hold this so tightly and you get to a place where you're like, oh, I understand how difficult this is. I know, like, I see what some people go through. Everybody can't handle this responsibility, et cetera, et cetera. So I think it'll be a good experience. as far as her growth. I'm not saying her mom gonna say nice things. I'm not saying they might not even argue and storm off. It's just there's a growth that you have when you no longer, and I'm not saying that she does, right? This is just us all believing that it's a possibility that if they have no relationship up until this point, that it's a possibility there's some disdain there potentially, right? So I think that it would help her move past that. It'll help her be forgiving of somebody who nobody truly wants to be upset with their parents. I don't care who you are. I don't really care what most things your parents do. Most parents can get away with the worst things. So I believe that nobody really wants this type of relationship with their parents. So I think it would benefit her growth to, meet with her, have a conversation, and she don't never have to have another conversation. Just one in-depth conversation. It could be like, I just need to have this conversation and I'll never have to speak to you again. I'm not saying she'll do that because Simone Biles don't really strike me as that type of person, but she has every right. But I think it would be good. And I think it would help the mom for her child that, that she feels something for, regardless of what our opinions are, could see her as a human. Could see her as, yes, I messed up. I'm not a good mother, but I am a human, and it might help her. It might help her just one time. So, who knows? That's my raw thoughts about that. I don't know did I stop the video? Let me see. Hold on.
She's 27 now. She's married.
Yeah, it did.
I would like to have been a part of that, but I just have to wait for her.
Even reach out to her.
I do.
Yeah, so she wasn't a part of the wedding. See, now, I guess it was like 10 more seconds of that video. I don't really like her saying that, but then I'm torn again. Why are you saying I would have liked to have been a part of the wedding? Because it seems a little bit like entitlement to a degree, but it also could mean she just wanted to tell her, like, I would have loved to have been there, and this is my way of speaking to you indirectly because I have no right. So that's my thoughts on that. The question is, do you think this will progress a relationship? My answer is it's a good chance. To be honest with you, I didn't read the comments. Sometimes I'll be reading through the comments. It's a good chance this might progress to something positive. But we'll see. This is something to keep an eye on, because now if I wanted to be mean, which sometimes is deserving, it's quite weird you doing an interview after she didn't win and won them gold medals. Quite weird you doing an interview around the Olympic time, but the Shade Room is messy. Let's just be honest. We know the Shade Room is run by a young lady who's doing really, really well. They're a little messy. So we gonna concede to that and let the Shade Room do what they do best. All right. Let the Shade Room do what they do best. All right. Now, what I want to get into first. Let me see. Either maybe we'll go. Yeah, let's do that first. No. I want to go in order. Let's get into 41 and Childfree. Okay, let's get there first, and then we'll jump to the other stuff. So let's jump. So, how many of you are in y'all 40s with no children? Just put a 1 in the chat if you're in your 40s and no children, and put a 2 in the chat if you like, oh, I had my children already. Y'all went and made mines already. And I know y'all didn't plan it, so y'all don't have to say it wasn't planned. I know y'all didn't plan it. I'm just curious of how many people actually have no children in their 40s. I think D is guilty. D, you're guilty. Guilty. Yeah, so some of us too far away from that. I'm always intrigued. I'm always intrigued by the perspective of older people, right? I don't write off the old heads. Now I will stump them out when we have to. We'll be getting into it online. I'm not like Sway. I'm not like the general himself, but I will sometimes every now and then you got to stump the old heads out a little bit. But I love listening to elders. I love you know, it sounds crazy, but it'd be the some people that y'all would never listen to. I just like listening to anybody that's way older than me. Somebody that saw something 45 years ago that I wasn't around for. I just love to listen. It's something that you can't replace is the amount of time that it takes to get to that point. So I have this saying that I heard where it says it takes 50 years to be 50. And when you get to the point of your life where you truly understand the magnitude of what that means, you got to a point of more understanding in life. So I have a true value for it. A lot of people don't get to live that long. A lot of people don't make it to 60, 70, and 80. No matter how successful or not successful someone is financially, there's experiences that people have that we can't match. So I value that. Now this lady in her 40s, I don't know anything about her. I just know she got 60,000 views and less than 1,000 subscribers because her topic or her headline seems to be impactful or resonating with people to some degree. All right. So we gonna dive in and we gonna take a listen to this young lady. Okay. I'm gonna say young lady because let me see. Does she look 40? Y'all tell me, does she look 40? I don't want to get in trouble, but does she look 40? Orchid said growing old is a blessing. I agree 100%. I agree. Growing old is definitely my goal. I'm not one of those people that be like, I want to be young forever. I don't. I made a strong decision to embrace it a long time ago, and it was one of the best decisions I ever made in life. I don't have the dilemma that everybody else has to with the frustration of getting older and, oh, I want to travel because when I'm old, I can't. I don't deal with those same battles that everybody else does. Getting old is the goal, because before that wasn't the goal. Before the goal was like, hey, I didn't have no goals. So it's good to shift that perspective. Somebody said, nope, she don't look like she in her 40s. Does she look older, or no? Does she look 40 something, or y'all just being nice? I think y'all being nice. Yeah, I think y'all being nice. I ain't gonna say nothing because I'm not here for how she looks. Okay, I'm here, and mind you, she seems like a very much simple young lady. Because she ain't got no gold around her neck. She ain't Mr. T's wife. She ain't got no gold. So I just want to hear the knowledge, right? Now, this is the question before we get into the video. I don't tend to watch videos before I get to y'all because I like to watch them together, right? Here's my question for y'all. Do y'all think she will talk about it being a good thing that she doesn't have kids, or do you think it's going to be a negative thing to her? What are you guys' thoughts on? It's a pretty quick video. It's only like 5 minutes, so we're going to jump through it real quick. But what do you guys think? Do you think she's going to say, I'm totally fine and happy without kids, or do you think she's going to go, I'm starting to have regrets? Because I have no idea. I have no idea where this is going to go. But I'm intrigued. After about the first 10, 20 seconds and she starts speaking, my brain will start to analyze, and I'll start picking up on her cadence and her tone and how she's kind of leaning this way. And I'll start to assume a bunch of things in the middle of the video. So we're going to figure it out. All right. So buckle up, buckle up, buckle up.
Not having children at the age of 40 plus. I am 41, married, and have no kids, and I wanted to present a perspective that is a little different to what you would ordinarily hear circulating on the internet. In fact, I haven't really heard.
She got a little bit of an accent, right? Y'all, do y'all hear that? She got a little bit of an accent. Her name is Agatha. Her name is Agatha. Now, she is married, no children, and her name is Agatha. Now, y'all know me, I'm a stiffer for names. If I don't like your name, we can't do this. It's Agatha. It's Agatha. That's what I said. Or Agatha. I'm sorry. I ain't gonna lie. That name, I'm not really, nope. Zip it. Nope. I'm not gonna do it to myself. No, it is her name. It said in the beginning. Agatha. Okay. All right. So 40 something, 41 or something like that, married, no children, and she just wants to give a perspective. All right. I sense a little bit of an accent. Somebody said, what kind of accent? Somebody said Russian. Alex says Norwegian. I can't identify it. To me, I'm gonna just say this. It seems a little more gentler than like Russian or Ukrainian. Like it seems a little more gentle than that. So I don't know, usually or Polish. Like normally they have like an aggressive like accent, or it's not like French. It's not like, I can't describe where you kind of like, oh, that voice. Whew. So I don't think it's those. But we'll see. She might tell us at the end. We'll see.
But anyone talk about these issues in the way that I think about them, it is either going to be a series of unpopular opinions or you will really relate to what I'm saying. I want to focus on how I feel either during day-to-day interactions with people whereby the subject may come up, or how it affects my relationships with friends and family. Okay, so let's get into it. Number one for me is you can feel invisible. Invisible because the conversations with your friends will eventually sway towards the children naturally, and no matter how much you try to relate, advise, understand, you will never understand.
All right, so her first assessment is that when you have no children, you are amongst people that do, you feel invisible. And I actually can see this because I hear statements like, well, talk to me when you have kids. Not to me directly, but just like listening. They say these things all the time. Well, you can raise your kids the way you want to raise your kids, or talk to, you know what I mean? So the thought is, the invisible aspect is that I 100% understand what she's saying, because I could see in the conversation most parents default to their life being relatively tied to their children with almost all different type of things that she do. So guys, I did not stop it and know that her eyes was going to look like that, guys. I'm not that good. Okay. I'm not, just press the button. I'm not that good. So that makes sense. But when I talk to parents, eventually the conversation kind of leads around there. Hey, Kazi. So it kind of leads around there, and it always, if you ever been around parents, they always bring their kids up in some way, shape, or form, or say this, or I got to do this, or I was thinking this, or my kids, it always comes up. So there is a level where I can understand you might start to feel invisible because the connecting that you would normally have is probably not there. So first one, she says, connection, invisible.
Will never understand. Invisible because you are always the one that compromises and adapts their plans, because you're competing with school holidays, co-parenting schedules. I mean, how can you possibly compete with that? You cannot. Invisible because your friends don't have capacity for you. You have the time, they don't. You want to talk, they have shit to deal with their children. They cannot prioritize you ever, and rightly so. Invisible because the in-laws will decide to go to the other side for Christmas to spend time with their grandchildren. And can you blame them? Invisible because the way you're building your life or the things you're focusing on are often treated as unimportant or trivial or materialistic. Then you constantly justify yourself. You justify your life and the choices you've made, including justifying not having kids. When you randomly get a question of why don't you have kids? Do you want to have kids? You grapple with how the hell to answer this question. The real reason is it is a cocktail of factors, including psychological, physical, economical, environmental. If you say no, you have to justify it. If you say yes, you have to justify why don't you have children yet. And what if you genuinely don't know? What if you haven't processed all the shit you went through in the past?
Yeah, she's on point. So one of the things that I've learned is that used to be a common question, like icebreaker, just building to get to know people. You have to be very careful asking people, do they want kids? Because you have no idea if they can actually have them. You have no idea how many times they tried and it didn't work, and how it's putting a strain on their marriage. So I am very conscious of that now. As I've spoken to a lot of people, I'm very careful with not just bringing that up out of nowhere, because it can trigger a lot of things with people, and it's kind of inconsiderate. And I think it's better to kind of let other people bring it up. I'm fine to have like a conversation. We online, we just chopping it up and this, that. But in the general sense, I won't ask a woman that, or, you know, I'm very, very cautious with doing that, because I've learned that people go through a lot of stuff, and that journey is difficult. And there are a lot of women that want children that cannot, and there's a shame that may come with, why can't you do it? You know, sometimes something negative, something bad happens, and you know, you say, why did you let this happen to me? Sometimes you get a little angry with the you know, the man above, and you know, you say these things, and so sometimes you feel like, why can't my body do this, or why can I, you know? And all your friends are having the time of their lives, and even if it's not true, you perceive it that way, and they're gaining from that, and they're having children, and you're struggling, and your husband might, you know, it's something important for him, and he might not last very long. You know what I mean? He's not into adopting. You know what I'm saying? And there's a lot of factors that can go down that I believe can cause a lot of trouble. So I think that's something I think about, something I would advise y'all to think about before y'all start going on and asking people these questions now, because you can trigger a type of response from somebody that is not what you are prepared to take on. So like when I ask somebody a question, I'm like, I'll be saying things like, don't answer that, because I don't want to know the answer. Like, let me tell you, I'll be like, so how you feeling? Never mind. Before they speak, I cut them off. I say, never mind, don't answer that. Because if it's something bad and negative, I ain't going to have the right response. I'm going to say something like, I don't want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with that. So I think it's important that you guys are conscious of that. I really do. And so that might not be something that you guys have normally thought of, as far as these are things that people actually go through. There's actual struggles. You know, so relationships get destroyed because of this. Sometimes it might even be the man. She don't want to undermine her husband. Like, all type of things come into play. It's a very dangerous conversation that I've been noticing. And shout out to my dog, Sharon Bracy, the new leader of the asylum. Okay, he is the new leader. I'm officially retired. It's all yours. He said, for the water fund and the sponsor of the show. Shout out to my dog, Sharon Bracy. You know, hopefully we can get to another show. I'm going to try to sneak another show with him once he's done running the summertime up, because I know he out there hustling. But I think that's something that I've learned. I don't know if you guys have learned that. I don't know if that's something that's important for you, but I am somebody that is extremely reflective. So when I hear these things, when I hear women express what they go through, I actually listen. I go, all right, maybe I shouldn't do that. All right, maybe, okay, I never thought like that. Let me pull back. Let me not do that. So these are good insights that I think comes with this. But yes, I think invisible. I think all that there's a lot of emotions tied up there. Okay, let's get back to the video.
Which means the desire to have a kid hasn't even awakened yet. And quite frankly, it is late. And I honestly don't think the people that randomly ask these questions, and again, they may have all the best intentions when they do, I don't think they would really want to hear the real answer. Because if you do, you better sit down because it's gonna get dark. But there are also other things that you feel you have to justify. You have to justify the fact that you are actually busy, because you are. You have 2 jobs, you run a side hustle, you have legal and financial problems that may be life-changing for you, but nothing gets noticed and nothing.
Now, this is an unpopular opinion from me, but I don't think children are that expensive. I'm sorry. I'm one of the unique people that don't think children are that expensive. I come from a 5 family, well, more than 5 family. I got 4 brothers, so 5 of us. Not the perfect upbringing, but we survived. You know what I mean? So everybody don't get the opportunity to have a golden spoon, a silver spoon, a bronze spoon. Sometimes we all got to go a different pathway. And I think sometimes we forget that there are families with little to no money at all that have a lot more love than families that have a lot of money and a lot of resources. And I'm not saying that you can't have a perfect balance or a mix and all those things, because I don't care about that. But I don't share the same beliefs that everybody else shares, that these children are so expensive as the reason for not having. I think being a good parent is extremely difficult, and a lot of people use money to compensate for that. Now, I'm not at all saying money is not important in life and but I'm saying I believe that I've seen a lot of poor families that have better values, would never steal from you, like just better character, than I've seen families that come from a higher level of resources, education, etc. And I'm not limited to that one way of thinking. So I disagree. But other people, you're entitled to say, no, it costs $250,000 till they turn 18 and all these things. And I just disagree. I don't think it takes that. I think that if you're great, you're great. It is what it is. Money won't solidify greatness. So that's my views on that. But I do understand a lot of people are just willing to forego it because they don't feel financially prepared. I just think that they use the money to try to compensate for their inabilities in other areas. It's my opinion. It's unpopular, but it's what I think.
Nothing can be matched. And in reality, it probably can't, because the same issues can also be faced by those with children you've lost. Similarly, you have to justify the free time, and you are a little bit judged if, for example, currently your number 1 priority is to plan a cruise, because why the hell not? In fact, if I was to summarize all of this, you are the one that needs to compromise because you have literally no excuses to not to. Then you always wonder. No matter how happy I am, no matter how fulfilled I am in life, how free I feel, I will always wonder what it's like to have a child. And there are a lot of women out there online who, defend their choices, and rightly so, but it's hard for me to believe that they don't wonder. At the same time, it is hard to admit it because of the entire discord online. You feel like you have to be a bit defensive. But yeah, to summarize, I do wonder. And finally, you can be a little bit looked down upon.
Now, yes, I believe you will always wonder. I believe you will always wonder, should I have had them? Did I make the right decision? Now, one of these days, I'm gonna have Sharon Bracey do a show about that. That's his like. How many people wish that they didn't have children? I got a lot of people that say motherhood that they hated. A lot of videos like that. One day we're going to get into the actual conversation of how many people say, man, I wish I never did. Because I think what's more commonly spoke about is that I wasn't ready, but it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I think we might have to start telling the truth. We might have to start talking to those parents that be like, yeah, I wish I didn't. I did what I had to do, but I wish I didn't. If I could change it, I wouldn't do it. I think we need to start finding real conversations like that to balance it out. But I do think that, yeah, you're going to think about it your whole life for most people if you pass it up. It's something you can't get past because you're going to see people at the park. You're going to be walking by. You're going to just see a bunch of different things in life that's going to always remind you. It's kind of like the conversations of the things that we want when we get older that we never could have. You know how we go through our shoe fetish and, oh man, I could never get these Nikes growing up. So now you got to buy every Nike you can get. You know, you could never get the nice things. You didn't have a nice car. You had to walk everywhere. Now you get those things you didn't have. We tend to prove that we go after things that we could not have access to. And I think that maybe not saying can't have access for children, but I think that there are always thoughts about that view when you choose not to. I don't think you can disappear from it. Now she's going to get into her next thought, which is you feel looked down upon. Okay? Feel looked down upon.
And it can be ever so subtle. Ever so subtle. I think it probably stems from the overall perception of somebody like me that their life is a little superficial. And there's nothing anyone can do to really change that perception. Is it true? I don't know. But I do know that having children opens up an emotional, spiritual, human dimension to which the door for me is shut. I can hear the noise behind the door, but I can never enter. I hope I was able to convey what's been kind of mounting for years and years.
So she said basically like you can hear the fam, like you can hear like parenthood behind this door. You can hear the kids crying, change my diaper, mommy, I love you, etc. You can hear it. But when you go to that door in that dream and you shake the knob, it won't open for you. And then somebody walks by another door and then they open it and they can go in the door, but you can't never. You ever think about it? Like, I don't know. I told y'all my mind is crazy, right? And you just shake that knob and they won't let you in, but you hear it. You hear what's on the other side. You know what's there, but they won't let you in while you're seeing everybody else unlock that door. Everybody else get into that door. I think that's kind of how she's describing the look down upon part and the going without aspect. It's interesting.
Is for me. I am not blaming anyone. I am not a victim. I have no agenda or motive. This comparison between the two sides, people with children versus people without children, whether direct or indirect, does exist, and I have experienced it. I hope some of you can relate to that, and if you can, please share your experiences in the comments below. And if you like the content, please like and subscribe, as it gives me encouragement to keep going.
Dip. Okay. Immediate thoughts about the video. I thought it was pretty good. That Orchid, adoption isn't for some people. Some people don't want to do that. And I'm going to be honest with you. I find a lot of guys to be way more hesitant to do that than women. If a woman's like, I can't have any kids myself, I'll go and adopt. Guys be like, and then some obviously will. But so no matter what, no matter how we try to sell this, there's something about biological family that means something to us. Call it what you want, call it, ignorance, whatever. There's something about the biological nature of it that means something to human beings for now. Something that means something to human beings for now. So that's what that part is, okay? I thought it was an interesting video. She only got 70,000 views, so I know a lot of people are intrigued by it at least. And I thought she gave an honest assessment of that predicament, okay? Now, let us get into the next video, okay? We gonna title this one a little bit of a family dilemma. Okay? A little bit of a family dilemma, okay? And then we're gonna get into the main topic of the show. Families. Did I drop the link just in case? I probably didn't. Hopefully I won't get in trouble for this later. But So far, so good. So far, so good. Okay, my thing is definitely tripping. And I want to. Okay, whatever. All right. So this one's gonna be something. All right, that's all I'm gonna say. This one's gonna be something. All right, that's all I'm gonna say.
Dignity in death. The Cudahy mother is sharing her story after her daughter died. She suffered from morbid obesity, and because of her weight, getting her to the proper funeral arrangements was nearly impossible. Christina Van Zels talked with the mother, who says it took nearly a day to get her daughter out of their home.
Beautiful soul, contagious laughter.
Carolyn Alvario's daughter, Cassandra Ortiz, passed away a week ago. But remembering the light she brought to this home got clouded by what happened there after she died.
I don't wish what we're going through. I don't wish that on anybody.
The Milwaukee County Medical Examiner says Ortiz weighed 850 pounds. Alvario says because of her weight, no one had the capacity to handle the case.
There's not.
That is crazy. I'm going to tell y'all this. I've never heard anything like this before. So, first of all, this is very difficult for me to wrap my head around. So she weighs 850 pounds. I'm going to just be candid with y'all. I didn't even know a human being could actually weigh that much. Like, when I heard 600-pound life, I was like, okay, that's got to be teetering on the extremist levels. So I was like, yeah. The Big Show was like, they lied and said he was 500-something pounds, right? Andre the Giant, they might say 500-something pounds, right? That's what they always say, 5. But to be 850 pounds, and unless you 7'6", 7'9", 7'3", Shaq is not even that heavy, right? I can't imagine how a human being could sustain that weight for any period of time. So that part was mind-blowing for me. I'd never heard nothing like this before. I never even like thought to look up how much was the heaviest. I never thought about that, but that number is striking at least. Now, which threw me off even more is that she could not, like, none of the funeral homes could like actually, what is the right word? Could actually accommodate her, because I don't think they had the ability, the sizing, the scale, etc., to do this. And I never heard anything like this. I have so many thoughts that I won't get answered. Like, how I'm very understanding that obviously there are some issues that people have with like weight gaining, and there's nothing that people can do. I know a lot of people are inconsiderate. They're like, oh, you don't know what someone's like going to a lot. There are some like actual disorders and stuff where you can't stop it. So she could have been suffering from something like that. She could have just had a strong eating habit, whatever the case is. But I think for this, it had to be some severe case. It's got to be difficult as a parent when you're going through this emotional time to realize they tell you, oh, there's nothing we can do. There's nothing that we can do for your child. I think that's tough, man. I'm not going to lie. I think it's tough. Another quick thought is they said it took like so many people just to move her. That's crazy.
There's not a funeral home that would take her.
It took nearly 12 hours to move Ortiz out of the home.
To walk in that room and just keep seeing her there And it's like, oh my God, when are they going to get my baby out of here? They need to get her out of here.
The owner at Church and Chapel Funeral Home, Ted Larson, wanted to help. The Cudahy Fire and Police Department and Larson's team eventually moved Ortiz.
There were at times 20, 30 people in this house trying to help this family address this situation.
Larson says
20 to 30 people trying to basically, it took 12 hours, her mom said, to get her out of the home. And she's saying, imagine for 12 or such 12 or 15 hours having to go past that room and see that. Wow. And then 20, 30 people just to kind of help. Man, oh man. This is wild. Wow.
there isn't a crematory in the Milwaukee metro area large enough. Ortiz had to be transferred to Illinois. But because the fire department was called to a fire, Ortiz remained in that van overnight for safety reasons.
Myself and my colleagues were not capable to take her from our van and to put her onto any type of table that could be large enough to accommodate her.
With her having sat so long in the bed and having sat so long in the van, even if we wanted to, we couldn't do a funeral.
Alvario urges other families to pre-plan arrangements. She wants the state of Wisconsin to have a protocol for situations like her daughter's.
Something's got to be put in place,
so no family has to deal with the challenge during an already difficult time. Christina Van Zelst.
Like, okay, let me try this. And Mo, you can chime in whenever you want, Mo. Okay. My thoughts are: does this mother, is she correct in saying that I think they said they were in Milwaukee, and the guy that ran the funeral home said he cannot accommodate? She's saying now she's going, I guess, to the city officials, whatever, and requesting that they put some type of mechanism in place to which no other family has to go through this. Now, in my opinion, I'm gonna just be honest with you, I don't think that's fair, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but I don't think that's fair. Okay,
I agree with you. I think it's a selfish request. It's a reasonable but selfish request. It's reasonable because I understand the feeling of what you're going through. No one should have to go through that. But you gotta understand like what led up to this. Her being 850 pounds, you know, I don't want to speculate too much, but it's like you see this person. It's like, what could you have done? And another thing, too, is nothing. The reason why it's such a bad thing for her to be that much, to tell you the truth, because they had to cremate her, she's already a fire hazard. And people don't even know about that, but that's the truth of the matter. Like, they would have to, most people won't take that because they don't know, like, fat really does, like, you know, do what it does. But it really would have caused an issue, and it would have burned her for hours. No, even maybe a couple days, because it's really that bad. It's like people don't understand, like, that's not a joke. And then, like, if they did put her in a box, 850 pounds, she had to get a real custom box. Like, it's not an everyday thing where you get most, it's not even an average number. It's really like, do you have to go out your way for the exemptions? You know what I'm saying? Should we start to tailor ourselves to exemptions? I think maybe a specialty company could come into place, but the average company that deals with death shouldn't have to take on that burden of saying, yeah, we'll accommodate and make it for people like yourselves as well.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, nah. You can't come to my business and be like, you need to. We normally don't ever experience this. This is like less than 1% possibility, but you need to put something in place in order to accommodate this. I'm like, I don't want to sound heartless, but I'm like, it'd be expensive to get these things in order and to have certain, systems in place for you to be able to run these, because these businesses are tough businesses. I ain't gonna lie, that they get you in and out. You know what I mean? Like, all right, they have the great experience, and then they got to run another one in 30 minutes. You know, like an hour. So it's crazy. Chaotic, what's your thoughts? You agree that the family should the city should have to accommodate them?
No, I don't think the city should have to accommodate them. I think they should have had a little foresight and should have been talking to somebody beforehand about this. I'm sure she should have had insurance. Being that big, if she can get it, they should have been paying into something this whole time and preparing her and preparing if they would have to move her or cremate her or whatever they would have to do in this event. I don't know if the city should be involved. I think I'm leaning more to this should be a private matter for the family.
Yeah, I don't know if she had insurance or not, but I don't know who can insure. Like, I don't know how insurance will work, but I think you gotta double the premiums. Mo said something about a specialty company. I need to charge like 1,000% markup. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, it sounds mean though, but I don't know. Miss Polly, what's your thoughts?
Yeah, I definitely say like that there's a marketplace for that. So I agree with having a specialty because there's a marketplace for anything. Because when we want to make as a society, if we want to make all these like making things okay, like being unhealthy and things like that, it's just in general. Then there's obviously going to be a price to pay when you're not healthy. It's sometimes extras. Like when you buy bigger clothes, they're more expensive. You're more fabric. So, I mean, there's always going to be a cost to you not taking care of what you need to do. So I think the specialty should be something that someone should look into. I mean, really, you could dominate. Because, I mean, it's not just the excessive overweight. I mean, there's people who are just big in general, right? Just saying there are people who are just bigger. And just say you might be a football player, you might be 6'6" and I don't know, 400 or 500 pounds. Well,
I ain't never heard of nobody 850.
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, it should be something maybe put into insurance, possibly a specialty company, and I don't think the city should take that on though, like they have to, because at the end of the day, I mean, you don't have insurance a lot of times, they just put you in a box, right, and that's what it is. So that's rude, right? I'm not heartless. I'm a nice lady. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the process is. It's just when I saw this like this, I was like mind blown. I was like, I ain't never known a human being to weigh over 700 pounds. So to hear 850 just blew my mind. It sucks though, because what do you do as a parent when obviously there's an issue with your child and they have to be taken care of for the rest of their life? You got to clean them and all that kind of stuff. Y'all seen that 600-pound show, I'm sure, at least once in your life. This is not an easy thing. I just thought it was crazy.
But you also want to say, like, we want to just not holding people accountable for not just their own actions, but as a parent, a lot of those, like you see, if you do watch the show, which I have, if you're watching, they're enablers. Like the parents aren't going, hey, listen, we're not buying this food. You can't even get out of bed to go shopping. I'm still buying Cheetos and Oreos and McDonald's for you, because at some point you are enabling them because you're making all the purchases.
To be fair, Cheetos and Oreos are really, really good, especially, when you was younger. I remember I don't eat them anymore because I'm too old at this point, but I liked hot Cheetos. Okay. I liked those hot Cheetos. I don't eat them no more. I don't eat no Oreos.
You like family size portions in one sitting.
There you go. See, there you go. Push it to the limit. No, I did not say that. What I was saying is I understand the desires
to have 5 deep dish pizzas in one sitting for dinner, and then have some, 3 pieces, not pieces, I'm sorry, 3 cakes, because that sounds reasonable as a thing that you do. Okay. Just asking.
Yeah.
I'm not talking crap. I'm a bigger lady, and I'm gonna let you know right now. Like today, I ate 2 big ass cookies. That's 800 calories. So now I can't eat all for the rest of the night. I gotta know that that's on me. I gotta take the L that Miss Polly can't have no more food today. Okay, it's a wrap, and it's done. I can't do nothing but have a protein shake possibly. Now my ass got to suffer for the cookies I ate. Now I know it is what it is.
Okay, so you on a calorie count. We get it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, you can't be eating 800 calorie cookies like they were good. They were good. They were free. Oh yes.
Yeah.
You know what? Also, Aaron, I'm starting to think on my mind was when people start to feel entitled to certain things based on the decisions they make. So they'll say it's not fair that I don't have whatever service that's going on for other people because I chose to be who I am. I don't have deserve the right to this. I don't deserve the rights to that. And it's like those people who think of that way, right? They can see it's unfair, but it's like, do you at least understand why you're not getting that accommodation or why you have to pay extra or why? Because it's like there's a reason for it. It's not because we hate you or don't like you or nothing like that. They'll go to that. They'll say like, this discrimination, you hate me, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, no, this is why, and this is the cost. Your decisions is going to cost us more. We don't have the ability to afford to make the cost for this unless you're willing to compensate. Now, if you're willing to put forth, then we can work with you. But the fact that you want us to give you the same price or do the same effort or the same work and labor, when you're not going to get the same work, effort, or labor, you're going to get more than what the person's going to get on average. So it's like, it's more as like, you have to be aware, have some type of self-awareness to know, like you said earlier, know, at least plan for these things. I'm not going to say that you can't have this or you can't have access to this or that, but at least make plans to compensate for the other half to do for you in the same effort. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Breaks my heart. I'm gonna just say that stuff is crazy. That stuff is crazy, man.
Why do you have to say it breaks your heart? It's a lot.
Because I like.
That's extreme.
I actually do feel for people that suffer because a lot of people think that these are just, people that lack impulse control and they can fix this. But a lot of times people don't understand that it's a real issue that they can't actually overcome or stop. Like there are just things that the human body is weak, right? The chemical, if I insert a chemical in your body, you're going to start shaking and doing all these things. You can't not do it. Like you're going to lose to the science of it. So I believe heavy into that understanding. So because I believe, to me, this has to be some type of disorder. It just sucks having to live through that. And while people are judging and saying mean and hurtful things, and there's really nothing that they can do about it. And even on the small chance that they could, it's a very small chance. Like, most people, they give in to these disorders and they don't make it. As opposed to that one person that you like, yeah, I lost 400, 500 pounds and I fought through, and you like, well, that person did this. So like, I feel for that because it sounds good, but we ain't got to be the ones. Like, I don't deal with addiction. Like, I don't even try. I don't say, oh, you should be able to get off the drugs and stuff, because I don't believe I can do it. So I said I ain't gonna start. So that's the way I can definitely defeat signs, by not trying to beat signs. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I kind of feel for it, because I'm thinking about that part of it. But I know what you mean. You like, hey, it is what it is. She decided to eat those Oreos and all those things. And I get it.
I don't even think I'm at that point where because listen, I'm not the only one who
what else you like
time,
besides Oreos?
But I'm saying,
and hot Cheetos?
I know we all got a little. But I'm saying at some point too, I think our society has got to the point where we don't hold anyone accountable for anything, and that everything there's always a reason that it's okay. And even for me and other things, all life. Well, why are we not saying, hey, you know what? I could have did better yesterday. Yeah, that sucks. I didn't for this reason, this reason. But at the end of the day, I have to be like, you know what? But this sucks because this is the situation it is. It's because of me. And there's no accountability for anything. And I'm just saying that there isn't any really. There's always a reason why it's okay. Always.
I would say if there's no accountability, then that also means that a lot of people don't share the same values. Because I think those who actually had the same values and agreed, they would easily hold themselves accountable. Because it's like, I agree, you're right, and we come to understand and work with each other. But when you have something that you say that you value, but you don't practice it, then you really don't value that thing. Because if you did, you cherish it.
I mean, but Aaron, if we really sit back and think of it, we give our citizens so much while they're here. We have programs to take care of them. We have programs to feed them. But should we do the basic thing of taking care of them in the death? I mean, it's the state, because we do a lot for the people. It's like, man, just give them a decent cremation or a decent burial.
I'm surprised we got space to bury people to this day. Like in my mind, I'm like, how we've been here for like 400 years. Where y'all fitting all these people? So I'm still surprised by that thought. But I think we should always continue to push the envelope, right? I think mediocrity is fine for some people, but there has to be leaders in the world. There has to be somebody saying, no, keep pushing, keep going forward. Let's do this, let's do that. Because I think motivation is a requirement. So that's why I say, like, yes, if we can figure out something that helps people all throughout their life, from birth, middle age, through death, I think we should continue to try to do that within reason, of course. So within reason. Now,
death is a big bit. Death is something that's very stressful upon families. So, to what you said earlier, if the state would say, okay, look, we would take on that part, it would stress people a lot less. Now, maybe you might choose to take a lot, especially the people who takes less while they are living. You see what I mean? So,
why is Miss Polly counting money on us like this? She's trying to stun on us.
Big money. She got it.
I don't normally get stunted on my own show. Like, it happened every now and then.
Wait,
I don't normally get stunted on.
Big money, Polly.
I'm just counting the registers and closing up shop.
Okay. You setting up your night drop or something?
I'm setting up the night drop so we can get out this restaurant so everybody can go home. That's all I'm doing. That's all.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. Okay. Yeah, I used to know about the night drop agreements. Okay, so let's get in to the main event of the show. Okay. I want to know if we got this right, because I think this part of the show is going to be probably more controversial than not. You guys might remember Cheeky Banner did a show on this particular individual where he was going crazy. Okay. This individual was very violent towards their teacher, right? I don't know if you remember, there was a student, the teacher tried to run away and he clammed her in the back and he started going crazy on her, right? I don't know if y'all remember that. So we're going to get into that video and we want to discuss, because the child was arrested and eventually prosecuted. And I really want to get into that. Lil Podcast in the building says, tell Aaron and Cheeky to stop running from this debate, aka the fade. Miss Polly is a sinner. Mo is a terrorist, and Mufasa a thief. Pod Mob and this MF. Okay. First of all, I'm cool. I just don't know what to debate. Okay. Fatty asked me, he's like, what you want to debate? I don't know. I know what I don't want, when I'm like, that ain't really inciting me. That's this, that. But I really don't know what I want to yet. Okay. The second it makes sense or something like that, we're going to get into it. And then everybody can watch you lose badly like you want to lose. Okay. Now, that's up to you. I don't want to have to do it to you, but you really want this smoke. Okay. I thought they had enough problems down in Chicago. Okay. They had enough problems. All right. Now, they got enough problems. Now, let's get into the main event, okay? The main event. I want you to listen to the video. Look, Mufasa, stop staring at the screen. I know what you're doing. No, We here to listen to the video. Don't stop doing that. I know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. And you watch the Weather Channel too, don't you?
Yeah. Weather girl.
Yeah, I know. I can't help it.
It was a long, emotional day of testimony on Tuesday as a judge heard from several people before reaching his verdict for Brendan Deppa. The judge says what happened was a senseless act of violence, but his mother says her son does not belong in the prison system.
They're punishing that he is Black, they're punishing that he is large, and they're punishing his disability.
That was Leanne Deppa's reaction after her son Brendan was sentenced to 5 years in prison, followed by 15 years of probation. Brendan was a special needs student at Matanzas High School who was caught on camera attacking his teacher's aide, Jo Nadich, until she was unconscious in 2023. His mother said,
Now, I'm sure you guys might remember that video. Cheeky played it on his channel a couple months back. I don't remember the exact time. It was at least months back. Probably it could be a year. Where essentially the student had a gaming device, I believe, and as a Nintendo Switch or something like that. I want one. So if y'all not gonna get me the Rolex, go ahead and send a Nintendo Switch to my PO box. I would appreciate it. You just go ahead and put that in there because I need it. I don't play no games no more, and I want to play. Okay, Pokemon. Just send me the Pokemon games. I like playing Pokemon. I don't need to play nothing else. Just Pokemon. All right. Now the lady, the teacher's aide, whatever the case is, took the Nintendo Switch from him. The student then erupted basically, and that's what happened. He knocked her down, gave her the stump. And from that, and there could have been more. Obviously, we can't show too much on YouTube. We got to be careful. From that situation, he was then sentenced to 5 years in prison. Okay, so I'm just giving you like the backstory to get you guys caught up, so you guys know what we're talking about.
as one of his triggers is electronics, and during the incident, she says his Nintendo Switch was taken away. She says her son has autism and suffers from several mental health disorders.
Over that time period, he was on 17 different cocktails of medications because of all the professionals involved.
Brendan's defense attorney said he should be tried as a juvenile because he was 17 when the incident happened. But the state argued Brendan had so much history of violence, something the judge mentioned when he sentenced Brendan as an adult. The judge said this wasn't an isolated incident and that Brendan had numerous battery charges in the past. The judge also pointed out that Brendan never said he was sorry.
I saw no concern for Ms. Nadich's injuries, and Mr. Deppa has never expressed not even a single bit of remorse before this court in any of our many court proceedings.
Nadich was a
You guys remember that video?
I've only recently seen it, like maybe last week. My sister brought it up in conversation. But yeah, just when I saw alone and then just knowing little details, it's like my mom is way more compassionate than me because she said she deals with people in his situation. And there's levels to the autism and stuff. I don't have enough evidence or know much about it, but my mom, she feels like he could go to a psyche ward or something like that rather than prison. Which I'm like, okay, if he has a track record and he has meds and all that stuff like that, sure, why not? You know, I just don't want people to feel like he should be punished at all. I think he definitely be punished. I tell everyone, I said, that was my mom got knocked out like that, stomped on. Yo, he's lucky to breathe. You know what I'm saying? But like people, again, they feel compassion for the fact that he is autistic, but have no compassion for the woman that got stomped out. I'm like, yo, if that was your mama, I'm telling you right now, but you have a different tone. So I can see from both ends. I agree that there should be punishment. Does he have to go to jail? Not necessarily. Maybe a psyche ward or something like that to help him get the needs he needs. Because going to prison, he's probably not going to get what he needs anyway. So I would suggest him going to a psyche ward. That's really the situation. That's my opinion.
Well, I think that boy has a mental illness. At the end of the day, you shouldn't, you know, my thing is maybe we have to look at, do we charge somebody with a mental illness the same way we charge somebody who doesn't have a mental illness? Because not only does he have a mental illness, he's at the school. He's a minor. regardless if you look at him at 17, yes, he might be a big guy. He might be tall. He might look grown. But when you work with these kind of kids on all this medication, it's no way he should have been charged like he was charged. Now, my thing is, should he be punished or not? That should be, I wouldn't say jail time, but I would say, hey, maybe it's something where you get him in a program, probation, some things that he has to do. He can't be in the school, maybe a control location. But at the end of the day, I've worked with kids like this, even got kids that were big 15 and 16-year-olds. One thing, if you know that's his trigger, yeah, you shouldn't be taking his electronic from him. At least, and if you do, you at least need to have another big man present. I used to be those guys. I used to work in schools. So it's like you need a man present that can be a physical backstop to a kid like that. You can't expect a kid with a mental illness to be able to control himself physically without somebody there to redirect him. And she should have had somewhere there to redirect him if she was going to take that electronic device. That's just my opinion.
Wow. Y'all, I don't know if y'all remember, but Cheeky was going off. He was like, he getting up out of here. He was going off. And of course, that's a good perspective if that's your mom, because it's always different when it's your son, your daughter, and your mom, right? I'm so torn on this, by the way. I think his mom was right. I don't know if he was adopted or not. That could be her child. We don't know. Pure blood, DNA. We don't know. So I don't believe this. There's no way he should be charged as an adult. I think that's crazy. By the way, I just want to say that I think that's crazy. He was charged as an adult. Oh, is that podcast? Let me pull a podcast up. Yeah, I think that's crazy that he was charged as an adult. I don't believe that should have happened. I don't know if I believe he probably should have got some time. I'm not for no time. Okay, 5 years is a lot. 5 years is a lot of time.
Well, Aaron, there is context we don't know, though. That's the only thing. Like, I'm glad you're saying you don't know, but that's the thing, though, because the judge, he has more evidence on what this guy's history was. And then also the thing is, I told my mom, I said, Mom, I hear what you're saying, because you said there's a scale, and we can go by each extreme. On each extreme, man, on what scale he throws on with autism. Like, oh yeah, he's autistic, but he's able to sustain himself. He's dependent, or he needs dependency. He needs help. You know what I'm saying? We can go either way. But the fact that he does have a track record, and these people are taking consideration of all these things, they have more knowledge on this. We can criticize the quarterback from our end and say the judge is wrong, the guy was wrong, or what happened with the woman taking DS from the guy, or whatever it was, Nintendo thing from him. That was wrong. We can say that all day, but these people who are involved have more information on it. All we do right now is just giving our feelings on it.
17 different cocktails that man was on. Hey, where them doctors that was prescribing that? I need to know the side effect of these medications. Maybe we need to haul their ass up in here.
That's a possibility as well, too.
Man, what was that boy on? We don't even know that. And he's autistic. It's a whole bunch of stuff that we don't know.
Oh, y'all talking about the kid that beat up the woman?
Yeah.
Oh,
Big
nah.
dude.
Did y'all hear that he got other cases where he beat people up, right? Y'all heard about that too?
No, we haven't heard about other cases where he beat people up.
When the incident happened.
We've seen the footage. So this is the complex part is this, right?
I threw his ass in jail.
5 years?
Come on,
So wait, so you charge him as an adult and give him 5 years?
Yep.
Even though he's autistic.
The thing is this. The goal, which I don't understand, is the goal is to protect the community. Look how this guy just randomly attacked a woman and beat her senseless, bro. You know how crazy that? Think about, no man on this panel would even come close to even logically fucking thinking about doing what this kid is doing. Now, I feel sorry for him that he came out retarded. But at the end of the day, I gotta protect civilians, bruh. Like, imagine your mom or your grandma walking down the street and this kid just pummel her like that, bro. Watch the video. So it's about protecting the public at a certain point. So yeah, to threw his ass in jail. Gave his ass 10 years.
Will the psych ward protect the public? Because maybe the boy need to be in the psych ward. He ain't got to get out. I mean, he could just be in there.
I mean,
hold on for 1 second, Victim Olympics. Lee.
Yo.
Can I ask you a yes or no question?
I hate yes and no question. But you could try.
Is there a dollar amount that I could give you to stay off of YouTube?
Yes, sir. $5,000. I'll leave you
Nah,
sons of
thank
bitches alone. But
All
see,
right,
the
y'all
thing
heard
is,
it here.
the
Five,
thing is this.
no, don't give me no conditions. You said 5. Now that's probably gonna take me a while. Might take me about 3 years. But when I get to the 5,
Oh my fucking
I don't
god!
want to hear nothing about interest. But what about inflation podcast? I don't want to hear
I'm definitely
nothing.
adding interest and inflation. That definitely is gonna come up. So in 3 years, you're gonna be at about 15.
Listen, I
So
knew he was
just
gonna do
relax.
that.
Just
That's
let
why
it
I
go.
said that. That's exactly why I
That's
said
why we
that.
should
Because
that's why we should just let this whole
on.
conversation just go to the wayside. Just let it go. Anyway,
There's no way that's how interest and inflation work.
No way.
It's mob inflation.
Right.
He
The
gang banging.
interest more than the goddamn bill.
You gotta give him gang banging inflation.
No, well, I don't want to take away from the point of the conversation.
Okay,
So
I'm sorry. Wait.
No, it's all good.
Sorry with a joke. But
No,
let me say why I said this. Let me say why I said I'm trying to change my image. Hey, chat. Man, y'all are so smart. Man, y'all are so smart and awesome, chat. Love y'all. Can't live without you. Lee, I don't believe you anymore at this point. I think all this is a act, right? The fact that you come in with the most like craziest and egregious takes on every subject. You act like you don't have no compassion, but I don't believe you anymore. I believe that this is just a show. Yes. You
How can you
can't act
ever
like you
say
don't have
that?
any compassion
about?
for this guy. And I am here to say,
hold on.
I believe that if you was the judge sitting in that courtroom, I don't even think you would have gave him 5 years. I think you would have looked at that table and you would have seen a young black man and you would have thought about all the historical bullshit that black people have been through. You would have thought about all the trauma that black people have suffered. And I think that in itself, along with the fact that they're assuming that the diagnosis is real, I don't have any reason to think that it's not, right? That this guy has some issues going on. I think that would have affected you. And I think you would have, even if you would have went with the pressure of charging him as an adult. I mean, he was 17, right? So I can't even make the argument that he should have been charged as a kid at 17 because how I grew up, that's an adult. Where I'm from, at 17, you commit a crime, you go to adult jail. You don't go to the juvie, you go in the county. Your cellmate gonna be in there fighting 2 murders, right? So, like, that's how it was for me. So, but I'm just saying, even though I feel like Mufasa was being a victim Olympian, at the same time, even I would say, no, man, listen, I get what he did was super horrible, right? Send this kid to military school. That would be my choice. And I believe that you also would have shown some sort of compassion, Lee. So stop pretending, man, and just tell us the truth on what it is that you think he should have got. Go.
20 years. Look,
This
listen.
guy.
This is what I'm telling you, right? This is what. Wait, what's wrong with you guys? Look, listen, you guys, what's wrong with you guys? Look, listen. He completely no, because you completely ignored the fact that look. This is the problem with us as black people is we like to give pity, right? We like to give pity. You about to give pity to this kid, and then he gonna go pummel somebody's grandma because he beat the crap out of a woman, bro. And you completely ignored that. And you think I'm gonna ignore that just because he's a black kid? Get the fuck out of here. I'm gonna give him 20 years. And if you walked in there say and you said the bullshit you just said, whoo, I'd have gave his ass a whack. He'd have never went home fucking with you. Because bro, like I don't think like y'all. I don't like yo, if I do something wrong, throw me away forever. So I never do it to anybody else. What the hell are we talking about? This kid pummeled her. Yo, Aaron, play the clip. I don't think he saw the clip.
Nah, I thought I saw the clip. We did a show on it too. A lot of us did, but this the thing, Lee. Nah, you're right, 100%. I wouldn't like if I was his attorney, I wouldn't come in the courtroom like judge, this country has been so hard on black people. Like, no, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you try to pretend like you don't have no connection to your blackness.
I'm here
yet
for
you sit
honest
your
sane
ass.
citizens. You know what I love? I love humans that obey the laws, that obey the traffic signs, that stop. You know, like the humans that stop at the sign and like they stop before the little pedestrian walk. I love those humans. I love life,
Right.
bro.
So
This shit here
here's my
is
thing.
danger, bro. I don't want nobody to have danger, bro. I don't
Both of
believe
y'all
in
are terrible.
I don't believe that you are this incompassionate, right? Because of the fact that you got locks, bro. You got locks. Nobody with locks. Like that's a blackety black hairstyle, right? Like locks is for people who understand culturally what they are, where they come from, and that type of thing.
Yeah,
You don't
but this
have
is the
locks
thing.
and don't
We
have
also come from
compassion.
royalty, and there's always been doing the whole slave thing. There was always a group of melanated people that had power, right?
Mhm.
It was always
Absolutely.
so when y'all just talk about black people like they were only the slave ones, and then I go, no, I speak for the ones like that would have been like, throw his ass in the damn fucking river. He attacked
Okay,
the damn.
so let me
Man,
do this.
y'all
real
looking at
quick.
the wrong
Let me do this
thing
real
though,
quick.
man.
Let me do
All
this
right,
real
go
quick.
ahead,
Aaron,
chaotic. I
can
don't
I
want to keep fucking.
let me introduce something to the conversation because I just want to see. I'm gonna test this real quick. Because Aaron, I'm surprised at Aaron's take right now. I thought Aaron was gonna be like, anybody past his complexion should get life for whatever they do. Let me toss this name out there to you, Aaron. Ethan Couch. Ethan Couch. Born 1997. This is a white boy, Lee. At the age of 16 years old, he was driving drunk under the influence of drugs. He ended up having an accident and he ended up taking out 4 people and seriously injuring another one. And if my memory serves me correct, he got 10 years probation for ending 4 lives. This kid gets 5 years for punching somebody a lot.
Paul, stop right there. Stop right there, because now you change the conversation. Now you're talking about money. Okay, one motherfucker broke,
Absolutely.
the other
Absolutely.
motherfucker got money, and that happens in the courtroom. Okay,
Absolutely.
so I get that bullshit happens. You right. The money, you right about that. But at the end of the day,
Absolutely.
if you don't have the representation, and because that's what really sways it, man. That kid probably had no representation. His mom probably was wilding. He probably had nobody behind in the courtroom and had a public defender. And they
Man,
smoked
come
his
on,
bullets,
so
bro.
mental illness do not matter at all. So we ain't taking no mental illness mental illness into account. The kid was autistic.
What you want me to do? What you want me to do? What you want me to do? You want to
Well,
put him back on the street?
Well, no. I didn't say put him back in the street, but we have to have a like I said, psych ward. Look, are we even looking
And then he
She
beat the
took
shit
this
out of
game.
he beat the shit out of a full. He beat the. But okay, I bring him to the psych ward, right? I listen to you. I'm like, all right, chaotic, chaotic Mufasa. I'm gonna bring him to the psych ward. But if he fucking beat one of them female nurses up, it's on you. You gonna do 5 years. You gonna take that bet?
Look, when you work in the psych ward, you already know that schizophrenic and autistic and patients, they will attack you. You have safeguards in place for that.
Okay, so now you're making my point. So if we already know there's ones in there that will attack you, why would we bring a kid there that was just caught on the fucking camera mauling a woman? You want me to put these women there in danger? Because I get if he attacked the guy, right? But a woman like that, and then she was on the ground, and he's still hitting her, bro. Like I see if he knocked her, like yo, that's like look, just hear me out, chaotic. I swear, I'm gonna shut up. Chaotic. That's what they look for, bro. And I think like judges in a way. They looking for every point. Did he stop? Did he hit her and give up? No. He hit her. She got on the ground. Oh, when he saw she was passed out, did he stop? Did he have any humanity? No. He's still hitting her. Chaotic. So at this point, it's like, fuck. This kid's like, what the I understand what you're saying. But you got to look at it in its totality of what he actually did, bro, and really look at like the heinousness of that act, bro.
Well, I understand. I just think we're looking at it from the act of somebody with a normal mind, of normal functioning human being. Well, if you worked in the mental health field, you know that it's redirections. You have to treat these kids a certain way. What did she do? My thing is, we have to look at her behavior dealing with the mental health patient. You just can't come and snatch something from a child that has mental health. They are going to react a certain way. They all do. So my thing is what was her action? Did she try to redirect it? Did she try to redirect them? Like I said, she should have had a male present if she was going to do something like take his game. It has to be an IEP plan in place for this kid. Was it followed? And my thing is, so we just going to sit here and put all the onus on the kid, none of the school, none of how she treated him leading up to that point. I'm sure he had a plan for a kid that's autistic in school that they need to be following. Did she follow that? Because I'm sure just snatching a game from him isn't part of that plan. And if she was wrong, he shouldn't have got 5 years.
All right, so the one thing we have to look at this too, because I'm hearing both ends on this. It feels like for the most part, assessing this debate is the fact that we're going to have more compassion for those who are weak-minded. We have more compassion for those who are weak-minded than those who are actually physically weaker. The physical aspect doesn't take weight over what is mental. But the thing is, we can't actually measure mental capacity. We can only look at decisions that people make. But we also can't take the fact that people can lie and do lie at times to take advantage of that. It's called manipulation. It's called mental warfare at the end of the day. I'm not saying the man's faking his illness like that. Not like that. But what I'm saying is, when we actually get into this part where we can't actually measure, again, his level of autism, it's only going to play off our feelings, the manipulative part. I don't know how far this guy's stability is or how weak-minded he really is if he's not able to control himself. And the thing is, I actually kind of agree with Lee on one aspect. If the man has no control of himself, he's a danger to himself and danger to others, then why is he in a public setting in the first place? If he's that jacked up, he shouldn't even be in that setting, in my opinion.
Well, we gotta look at it like this because I got many thoughts. So he shouldn't be in that setting if he's so jacked up. I don't know if he had ever done that before, right? So he might have went off on other people, but he never gone off on staff or something. You see what I'm saying? So like they had no reason to believe that this was a normal thing for him, that shocked everybody, as opposed to him getting in pushing arguments with other like classmates. So I can understand why he would be there because he ain't never done nothing like that before. So it's within the reason, right? The problem I start to have is we say law enforcement shouldn't be going out there dealing with people with mental health, right? We say that why are we calling law enforcement, especially out here in the Bay Area? I don't know if y'all know it's a big thing. They got this whole group of people that they send out to talk to people before they send law enforcement there. So we acknowledge the engagement that law enforcement has or have shown in the past with people that have these mental disorders has been very conflicting. So we understand that we cannot treat them the same as normal, and there's differences here. So I don't know. I can't get him 5 years. 5 years for a child, someone that's underage, brain ain't fully developed. We didn't had all these conversations. Why do we throw that stuff out the window all the time after making all the arguments for why, man, she's 21, she a child? Like, we say all these things, and we know one. That's crazy.
What you would have gave him, Ayo? Let me know that, because I need to know. If y'all saying y'all never gave him 5, please, somebody tell me what you would have gave him. You would have put him in a nursing home. He'd have beat the shit out of a nurse, and then what, Ayo? Because he would have did it. He already had a history of this. They say it in that video that you watch that he had a history of this already. That's why the judge did what he did. He's escalating.
So
he's escalating.
We don't know the severity or the degree, because they can tell you he has a history of violations, and podcasts got speeding tickets. They are likely to talk like that. Like
they said physical assaults.
Yes, once again, what severity though? Because what we deem as, you know what I'm saying, like it can mean a different.
Yeah, but Ayo, that's why I use the word he's escalating.
Yeah, so the thing is, I couldn't give him no more than like 6 months to a year, no more than that, because he's not an adult. Like, and he's not an adult. He's clearly diagnosed, and he's on 17 different medicines.
Okay.
Yeah, that cocktail is crazy.
So how do you feel? Okay, listen, the cocktail is bonkers. Okay, I don't know what the fuck going on with that. But what happens when he gets out in 7 months? And this is not only happening with kids that's retarded, but this is happening with the regular degulars. Like the kids are realizing, yo, I could go shoot somebody and I could get out. I could go rob people and I could get out. They're getting out in 7 months. They're getting out in 3 months. They're getting 8 years probation, and they're going out and doing the same thing and doing the same thing. And then you finally hear the news, this repeat offender.
So he ain't no else. Nobody ain't gave him that work.
What you mean? What you mean? Give him?
Because I'm saying, so now we saying that he's targeting, because somebody gonna give him that work. If he get into all these issues with people, somebody gonna give him that work.
Well, I'm not saying it's all these issues, but they said he got, he's been in situations where he's, gotten aggressive. All I'm saying is this, man. If we're gonna give these kids 7 months, right, and they doing big boy crimes like beating a woman unconscious, then what lesson are we really teaching them? You feel me? I think.
Well, triggers are real, right? Because Beans talk about all the stuff that trigger him. Part of my thinking was like, Beans be saying triggering all the time, like you trigger, like, and I can't stop it, right? So he actually has more insight to that part, right? I'm just saying, y'all remember that one kid that destroyed his whole house? Like he was like 12 or 13 years old, and his mom came home and she took his phone and he destroyed everything. He got triggered. Y'all remember that one?
Was he white?
I could find the video. Hold on.
Was he white?
Beans worry about.
Please tell me he was white.
No.
How funny.
Here, okay. I don't know if this is the right one, but let me see it. I think this might be it. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on.
Oh shit! Damn, that's the refrigerator. Oh shit, he wallet. Oh shit. Come on, bro. All right, Ayo, please tell me what's your point. You think this kid should have got 7 months too? Jesus Christ. You would take this kid out back and just hit him with a Hadouken after this. God. She crying, bro. Her whole life is ruined. This shit crazy. Those badass fucking kids. I wish my son would do some shit like I'd kill his ass, bro.
All right,
Spitting out.
so here's the
His
thing,
fucking
right?
life doing this stupid shit.
So this is the
Ungrateful
thing.
bastard.
I'm
Sorry.
not gonna say too much about that situation because they black, so I'm gonna show favoritism. But as far as the other kid goes, the fact that his mama is white is exactly why he should have got off. I don't trust white people with black kids. And if that offends anybody, you're welcome. I don't trust white people who have custody of black kids. I don't. And it's that like when she sits on the stand and says, "Oh, he was on a cocktail of 17 drugs." Yeah, because of you. Yeah, you the reason why.
Why are all the kids outside joining gangs with mothers that you like? Man, she actually a good mom. She just can't handle them. But no, we not about to. That's crazy.
This is a different situation. That boy is obviously a ward of the state. He's been diagnosed. He's been getting this medicine. He was at the school. Now, I would agree with Lee if this is 2 years later and that boy is on the street. But he's at the school where they obviously have an IEP plan. He's a ward of the state. They're giving him a cocktail with 17 medications in it. My thing is not on this one right here. Don't give him 5 years on this one. Now, 2 years later, if he in the street around the spot and he do what he said, Lee, have at him. Have at him. But he's in the school right now. He's in the school. They should know how to deal with him better than taking the game. That has to be in this IEP that you can't just snatch games from this kid because he might react a certain way.
And then here's the thing. The schools really be the reason why the kids be on drugs. Right? So I went through this with my ex, with her kids when they was mad young. They was getting in trouble in school. First thing they said, oh, they got ADHD, they got CPD, they got OCP, they got A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and we need to put them on this, and this. And I told her, if you put these kids on drugs, I'm whooping all y'all ass. Like this, I don't know. Like, just look around you. Don't listen to these people. Don't let them try to force you into putting your kids on those drugs. Like, they just, soon as they show a bit of autonomy, they want to try to say it's something wrong with them. There ain't nothing wrong with them. They boys. Boys.
You know what?
You
just made a great point, bro.
It is what it is. So that's why I'm saying, like, my option to Lee's question, I already said it, but it's military school. And the reason why I say that is because I think the military should be forced to deal with this type of situation, these type of kids with these kind of issues going on, family issues, emotional, psychological type issues. I think that should be, I ain't gonna even say the funding because I think they get enough money. I think they should be forced to use some of the money that they already get to create these programs. It ain't to be hard. It ain't to be all in their face, but it's to understand that if you can understand psychological warfare, then you should be able to understand psychological care as well. And because the military has the autonomy to go around the world abusing and terrorizing other people of color, I think they should, at least at home, be responsible for taking care of situations like this, because we pretty much got rid of the system that does that. I don't even think, like people talking about psych wards and all that, I don't even think we had them shits no more. I think they got rid of all that.
No, we still got them beans. My mom, well, she just retired from that shit, but yeah, they still got them. And as far as the military getting involved with that, military schools, that's one thing. The actual military, 1 minute right now, bro, they actually do the opposite. There's no discipline like what you think it is in the military. It's actually getting worse. They're trying to make things more inclusive. They're less restrictive. There's more autonomy for the individual, and that's the problem. There's no actual team. There's just the individual. You got to do things for yourself. Like right now, I'm checking over in Virginia. I'm supposed to have a sponsor. I haven't been sponsored yet. And I know you guys know what that means, but basically, no one's walking me through the steps. If I haven't been here for 16 years, I wouldn't know what I'm doing. If I was a brand new boot coming in, I'd be fucked. And we all like people who know. So we know we're talking about this. It's like, bro, no one knows where to go. No one's going to do this. It's a new term, new words. How can a new person come in and know what they're doing without a sponsor? So that's what I'm going through right now, and I'm only able to do it because I have knowledge. I've been in 16 years. I know what I'm doing, but it's still fucked up. Like they want you to be individualistic. They even got rid of certain rules for clothing and grooming and all that shit because they want more people. So they're being more inclusive. Just pretty much come in, feel like you're included, and do your part. No matter how small or how great it is, we'll take anything. And that's how it is right now.
Can I just say something real quick? Because go ahead, Ayo. I wrote it down. Go ahead.
No, I don't know if sending him to the military would work.
Not military.
No, let me jump in. No, because Ayo about to take my point. Nope.
Go ahead,
All right, so look, I see. Okay, so Beans brought up a good point, right? He spoke of basically being there for his kid, right? As the system tried this little, try to ensnare a black boy, like we know all so well what they would do, right? And he kind of got me to ask the question of whose fault is it really, because they're going to try these maneuvers. The white woman being his guide or his parental guide. You could say that she kind of set him up for this so she can keep him in jail and still get his bread. You can even make that argument.
Absolutely.
Right? And then Marvel spoke of how basically the army won't really mold you into nothing unless you already kind of molded into something and have an understanding of yourself and how the world works, or else they'll kind of just kind of chew you up and spit you out. So is it really the school's fault, or is it the parents' fault? Like does it all come? Because Bean said it perfectly. Like, yo, they tried it on this kid. Yo, they need this, that, and the third. He was like, you go do that shit. I'm fucking putting blood in somebody's mouth, as he would say, right? So to me, it's like, yo, it has to be on the parents, and I think his parents let him down. He's in a foster home. He's around a woman that I believe probably did some shiesty shit and didn't care. That's how he ended up getting 5 years, is what I believe. So it just kind of falls back on this having babies without a real plan, man. And it just this is a case study of just what happens when you do that, is what I think. And I landed there.
So are y'all saying that just dads alone would have changed it? You think that white woman in the video, if there was a white man next to her, you would have been like, oh, there's a man around? Like you think the actual difference is a man not being present? Is that what we saying?
No, not me. I'm not saying that at all.
I'm saying the actual parents.
I believe he wouldn't have been to jail.
The actual parents, and yeah, I believe that too. Right. Well, no. I don't believe that. I believe the actual parents there, loving each other under a foundation of wanting to be together and wanting to raise a good kid, would have changed his whole life. He's an orphan. He probably was in and out the system. Probably saw so many terrible things. Lived a probably terrible life by the time he. That's rage that came out of him. That was pure rage. That was just him, just fed up with how his life is and how he do shit about it. That's why I always speak of, like, when people talk about things, I'm like, yo, y'all like we was up in heaven with the illest fucking roster and we was able to pick our parents. So some of these kids, it's probably not even nothing wrong with him. He probably just so fucking angry at life, giving them such a terrible, shitty hand.
Man, we underestimate the presence of men. We underestimate the presence of men. At the end of the day, if a man would have been in that room, he wouldn't be in jail right now.
Yeah, but what if the man didn't care about him, though? That's what I'm saying. It had to be his dad, though. We can't, like now we're trying to push the fault on somebody else. I'm saying, man, we need to take accountability for, like the kids we create or not create them. That's what I'm speaking on.
No, it's not that. It's this. If you go back to from the very first time they diagnosed him and tried to put him on drugs, if it would have been a man there saying, nah, we're not doing that, right? We're not doing that. What we're going to do is let this kid be regular, and we're going to make sure we give him the discipline and the guidance that he needs to channel that shit the right way. I mean, here's the thing. I loathe, right, which is worse than hate, I loathe seeing black children, especially dark-skinned black children with white parents. That shit boils my blood. I don't trust them. However, I think a white man would have looked at this kid and saw dollar signs, right? He would have been trying to push him towards sports, probably football. You know what I'm saying? Big black kid, right? He probably had signs of that when he was younger, that he was going to be bigger. They tend to. So, you know, I'm just saying, like, I will say that even if it was a white man, I think a white man, you know what I'm saying? And I'm not Lee. I'm not saying he came along at 15. By that time, damage is already done. This is the thing that people don't understand when you're dealing with this. At 15, you pretty much who you gonna be until you reach another precipice in life. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever you are at that point, unless something happens. You know, you have people say, I was 15 years old, I started doing this, I started doing that, blah, 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 blah. Then something happened. Boom, this happened. My mom, my dad, my life, my this, my dad almost went to jail, whatever. I got somebody drugged me, and then they changed their life around. Well, that's a precipice, right? That's when you reach a point where you have to either go off the ledge or turn back and take a different course. And so I'm talking mad early before they even put him on them drugs. You know what I'm saying? Let it would have been a father in the situation at that point. You don't see this. I'm telling you, with all the shit that's going on with me, when my stepdad was around, life was great. You know what I'm saying? Like, life was great, bro. But then the drugs came in the picture, all that, the breakups, the alone, the struggles, and then your moms ain't really built really to deal with you at that age. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. She not built for that. They really not. None of them ain't. You know what I'm saying? And so at that point now, everything that's happening, no man really to turn to. Like, even a year my uncle lived with us. That shit was so much better. My mom wasn't as aggressive with me. I could go to him with my bullshit. You know what I'm saying? But once he moved to LA, it was right back, same shit. You know what I'm saying? Mom's mad aggressive. I got a video that I'm doing a short to, AO, where the dude say, we normalize yelling at the kids before they go to bed and expecting them to have good sleep. We normalize yelling at them when they first get up in the morning and shit and expecting them to have a good day. This is what black mothering became. Take your ass to bed. Get your ass up for school. And you think these kids just what? Like, then you saying, how do they end up in gangs? Because the gangs ain't talking to them like that. The gangs is making it feel like a brotherhood, which is something that they lack. The gangs is giving them that masculine authority figure of leadership and guidance, which is something that they lacking. Just because these young boys can't, and I'm gonna land right here because I feel like I'm over talking. Just because these young boys can't express that they need this, their actions will show that they absolutely need that male presence in their life.
Hey, Aaron, I'm gonna say something that Beans just said. I think what we do as society is pretty much normalize stupidity. I think we are normalizing stupidity because this situation, right? Stupidity, let me define it real quick. Stupidity is basically taking how you feel and going against what you know. When your feelings override what you know when you're decision making. And for this young man, right, if you want to know where his intentions are at, you give him certain questions, right? Basically, you're trying to understand, does he know what he did? If he knows what he did, right, and he knows why he did it, then he rationalized it in a way. So that means he knows what he was doing. Now, if you know what you're doing and I don't care if your feelings are strong, whatever, you did something stupid. And I can hold you accountable for being stupid. Now, if you're a person who does not know what they're doing, is not capable, then yes, it's reasonable to have grace for that individual and to give them the appropriation what they need, help or whatever. But that's the thing we're talking about. We really don't know the state of mind, what this guy knows, what he doesn't know. We can speculate and assume on the better half because we want to give him grace because as being said, he's black. But there's another part situation. It's just a black and white woman. We don't really have much compassion for other people outside of ourselves in general, to Bean's point. But it's just like, if this, again, I know for a fact this is a black mom's, like, because we walked earlier with the black house, this would be a debate right now. This would be like, yeah, niggas wildin'. and not do that.
Wait, hold on, Mo. Don't skip past that. I'm sorry, I forgot to mention this part. That the behavior in itself is evidence of the dysfunction. So, like, if anybody was thinking like, yo, he could be lying about whatever he going through, besides the fact that they said he on a cocktail, a 17 regimen, right? Cocktail. That's not normal behavior.
But no, I'm not trying to rationalize that. I'm saying
No, hold on. Mo, you're saying exactly what I'm saying. I just want to make sure I pull that out of it so that people don't miss that part. The behavior ain't normal in itself. You see what I'm saying? So once you see that, it's like, yeah, you want to punish the behavior, but you have to consider what the fuck, like what made you, like what the hell? That's not normal. To Lee's point, she was down, pretty much looked out. And even when they pushed him off of her, if you watch the video, and I pray that Aaron never plays it again, he kicked at her. They pushed him off of her and he started kicking at her. You see what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't, that rage is probably a good word, but I'm telling you, this is psychological turmoil at this point, bro. Like, you see what I'm saying? That's not normal. As fucked up as a kid as I was, I didn't go to that kind of violence. Okay, go ahead, then I'll be triggered. Let me get triggered real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to the news reporters for not playing it no more. Damn, look at him. Look at his hair.
Yeah, nah, he a school shooter for real.
Look at her. Look at her, white devil.
So I have a question then. So are we saying for the most part, like if a person snaps, right? Because people do snap and do shit that this guy's doing when they basically lose themselves completely.
Look at his foot. You see his foot? You saw his foot?
Yeah. He's still kicking her while she was down. While he was down, he was kicking himself.
He was punching her too. He jumped on top of her, was pummeling her, bro.
That kid award of the state. He on 17 cocktails. Yes, physically. He looks like he's a teenager.
You had gave him, Chaotic? Let me know. How much time? Mufasa? How much time you would have gave him?
For that situation right there?
Yes, sir. That situation.
He doesn't get time in the school. No.
So you would have let him back out?
No, he's in the school. They didn't follow the IEP. He not for that situation right there. He might get thrown out of that school. He might.
Yeah, he can't go back to that school.
He might be an alternative school.
Oh, but you saying you would have never charged him at all?
Bro, that's a school event. She obviously wasn't following the IEP. These are supposed to be professionals here. He's not on the street attacking people. No, I'm not saying charge anybody. No, I'm not saying charge her.
At what point do you protect your citizens in your city, sir? At what point do you protect the citizens in your city, sir?
Sir, these people at a job. When you work with these kind of kids, you understand what you get into. I've worked in this before. You understand what you get into. You understand that these kids are not normal kids. They are
okay, I gotta ask you hard questions. I know you about to run me. They're not normal. I get that. And that's what I'm saying. So how do you protect your city, your citizens from this kid that's not normal? And let's say if somebody bump into him or knock his Game Boy down while he's walking down the street, some lady. When do you fucking get the fucking balls to protect your fucking city and put this kid in jail? You telling me you won't let him fucking back out?
No, for that incident. We ain't looking at that incident. We're looking at the incident that happened in the school. If you showed me an incident where he just randomly attacked them, if this was the incident we was looking at, okay. But we're looking at the incident that happened inside the school when the lady didn't follow the IEP plan for this boy. And he's on medication. He's a ward of the state. He's being raised by a foster mom. My thing is, this happened in the school. It didn't happen out in public. So
but did he commit violence, though?
He did commit violence. He needs to be expelled. Maybe he needs to be in a program, in some, maybe, like I said, like podcast said, maybe some form of military school, you know, or something, or some
so
type
now
of
I gotta ask you.
Before you go on, like, please, 1 second. So one thing, Mufasa, too, if you're saying what you're saying is true, and I don't think it is accurately true, only because, yes, you have some knowledge on what protocols and SOPs and PPRs are supposed to be for this type of situation, and they clearly failed. That's to your point, but we don't even know if they actually had those PPRs in order in the first place. Like I said, like
Right.
if this is the case, it was built up for
Speculation.
the court. We don't. Yes, that's why speculation. Like I said, you make it sound really good, but we really don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yes, to your point, it should be a controlled environment. If this happens, we know what happens. Don't tell people this ain't nothing new. We like you said, we'll take other steps if it fails, because we failed on our part, because this is our controlled environment. I hear your point, but we really don't know if that's really the case too. Because if that was, I think that would have come up in court as well.
I would have banged him. Once I would have grabbed, get up off her. Like I think if you would do that, he might sit down for a minute.
How many
That's what
teachers
I'm
are
talking
attacked?
about.
How many
Because
teachers
the
are
reason I'm
attacked
saying
and
that,
then
right?
get jail time? The kids get
It's
jail
just your
time.
natural reaction. Because you got to think about it, right? You see a kid just jump on, you be like, watch out. I mean, at least slam them or something. You know what I mean? They just was like, stop. So I'm joking, obviously, but
No, but listen, I think that sounds like whatever, but it's accurate, right? Because I'm trying to tell you, it take a beast to tame a beast, bro. Like for real. Like when I was like 16, 17, yo, it was nothing. My mama, no woman, it was nothing they could have did. Nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like only my big brothers, my uncles, they was the only ones. When them niggas spoke, I chilled the fuck out, bro. You know what I'm saying? With all the aggression and anger that I had, because I still understood this ain't gonna go well for me. Right? I didn't grow up like I didn't meet my father's side of the family until I was 15. My mama had kicked me out the crib and shit. But the fact of the matter is, I understood immediately. Oh, these the tough niggas. Oh, okay. Oh yeah, my big brothers is with the shits. Oh, okay. They got all the guns and the drugs. Okay, all right. I understand that. All these niggas is scared of my brother and my uncle. What the fuck? Okay, cool. So now I don't got to be scared no more. You know what I'm saying? Because I had been trying to break out of that shell of being scared. And that's when I really started getting with the shits. And then boom, I land with my uncle and them and my brothers, and it was just over at that point. Now I'm the bully, right? But the fact of the matter is, I'm telling you, you need that. When I got to I'm gonna give you this story real quick, Aaron. When I got to my grandma's house, when my mom kicked me out, my dad came and got me. He was on drugs and shit. He couldn't take me, but he took me to my grandma's house. I was there about 3 fucking days. About the third day, I tried to get lit with my grandmama like I got lit with my mama. My uncle stole on me, nigga. Knotted up my face, nigga. I ain't get lit with my grandmama ever again. I'm telling you, sometimes you need that. It sounds like whatever, but that is better than taking a kid, holding them down, beating them with an stitching cord for a half hour, all that extra ass shit. Sometimes a kid just need to get hit. Nigga, if you don't calm your little ass down, be cool. Fuck
Okay,
wrong.
so
we ain't taking no parenting advice from Beans. As y'all see, he's messed up and he got real issues. Okay,
we gotta ask him
Kid is
though. We
fucked
gotta
up.
ask him the
Yeah.
question. We gotta
Hey,
ask him the question.
the premise
How
is
much
correct.
How much time would
No.
you have given the kid? Would you just have gave him a body shot and kept him moving? Go ahead.
From the like no, we talking about on site though, Lee. We talking about like right as he's going in on the teacher, I'm running up. Pink, little nigga, if you don't sit your goofy ass down somewhere, he gonna look up like he really wants some smoke. He gonna realize, oh,
Right, he
I
was
really
6'6"
don't
though?
want this smoke.
He was
Yeah,
6'6", right?
He was 6'6".
The presence,
Okay.
the
He's
presence
6'6".
matter. The presence
You
matter.
say he was
This
6'6"?
17-year-old
Yes, he's
kid, Lee.
Right. So what I'm gonna
6'6".
do is
It
I'm gonna
don't
say,
matter.
hey, Mo, come on, man.
Alright.
Y'all come help me.
Might not be there.
The
AO
presence,
might be getting some
Let's
tacos
get
or
him.
some shit.
the
The
presence of a
problem
man
is, unlikely.
difference.
Oh, go ahead. The problem is,
I was
unlikely. This happened in Florida. The issue is we have in Florida, we have no place to put the mental health but in prison. There's no rehabilitation for the mental health except jail and prison. So you would ask me how much time would I have? You would ask me how much time would you have gave him? I mean, it was a violent act. I'm guessing like 2 years probation, a year, rehabilitation.
because we have no facilities in the state of Florida. It's just no facility for them type of individuals except the prison. So let's just say you don't charge him and you put him on probation. He's gonna do it again. He's not getting a proper. It's just it's there's not enough proper. He's foster care. He probably mentally unstable, but at what level? Because I done dealt with individual that's on a mental level where they eat their feces, they eating out the trash, like on a whole nother level. Which level of mental health was he at? Like, did he not know better, or he knew better, but he just a little slow? So I needed to hear all of that. But 2 years wasn't that. 2 years, a year. I think that was fair.
But do you think okay, so seeing as how this kid is on the spectrum, right?
He gonna say that shit again. I can't.
And you a police officer, so obviously you on the spectrum.
I'm not.
So how do you compare this kid's issues to your own as a person on the spectrum?
No, he has mental issues. I think he has mental issues, but is he violent? See, the problem is if he got mental issues and he's violent, he can't function in society. Those are the type of people that put a weapon to you or beat a woman behind breaking your house. See, you can have mental issues and not be violent, but then you can have mental issues and be violent.
Okay, stop. So,
you
just a
gonna give him
question.
a year in probation.
Wait. Just a question.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
If he cannot sustain in society, what do you do with him after he's done doing his 5 years?
No,
exactly, and that's my point. In Florida, in Florida, we have no place, Aaron. There's no facility.
So then why not?
All the mental health
So why not then give him life?
No, yeah. I mean, again,
listen. No, listen to what's being said.
That's crazy.
Y'all said
that's a great argument, Aaron.
He cannot sustain in society. So if y'all willing to put him in prison, right? Why not just leave him in there for life?
Because prison is a rehabilitation, Aaron. You got to I see.
Wait, prison's rehabilitation?
Him. Nothing
prison is not rehabilitation.
When will you people understand the government does not give a fuck about y'all?
Okay, but they gave him 5 years. You agree with the 5 years or you don't?
Well, he said
I would have gave him 2. I would have gave him 2.
So after 2 years, right, then what you do with him since he cannot function in society? Which
you got to give him. You got to give him an opportunity if he can function in society. You got to give him an opportunity.
You hear this shit, AO? You hear this shit, AO?
Stop this.
30 years.
No, wait, hold on, Lee, because I got to say this. I got to say this, Lee.
30 years.
Hold on, Lee. I got to say this. No, don't go away from the screen now. I'm so sick of getting the bad rap in this space. Honestly, bro. Like, I'm really the good guy. Okay, they want to get mad at me because I call people stupid. Do y'all not know that Aaron be exposing the fuck out of y'all? Like, Aaron, all he does is nicely and genuinely ask questions and expose the flaws in y'all logic all day, every day. And I'm the bad guy? Do y'all not see what he just did right there? He's basically saying, what the fuck sense does it make to lock him up at all if you saying locking him up ain't gonna change him, and at the same time you're making an argument he can't function in society? What's the point?
That's I stood on business and I said throw his ass in jail for life. So I knew what Aaron was doing.
Y'all are ridiculous, man.
I'll just say that.
I was only going to say to this point, I wanted to say, like, for the most part,
what he did, he got to be charged for what he did. Punishment. You got to for what he did. He damn near killed the lady. You got to charge him for that. You got to serve some time for that. He got to eat that.
Why not give him 10 years probation? That's what the white boy got.
I mean, they could, if he wasn't mentally ill, they probably would have gave him 10 years in Florida. To be honest with you, I think they
wait.
gave him
I'm glad you said that. That's another thing. So the argument about we don't got no places in Florida is moot, right? Because when you get convicted of crimes, a lot of times, particularly federal, they will send your ass to a whole nother state. right? Like my brother got caught with guns in Indiana 2 years ago. He did his time in Minnesota and then in Virginia. So like they will ship your ass around. So they could send them wherever they need to send them to, you know, based on whatever the need is.
But
That's neither
nobody
here nor there.
cares about him. And then again, one
They
crime
wasn't.
was
That
a
was
guy
state. That was
being
state
drunk,
charges.
and his crime was really being drunk, right? He didn't try to plow into those kids, and there's no video
He
of him.
wasn't mentally ill, Lee.
Wait, hold up. I know, but at the end of the day, he didn't do it on purpose. This kid did it on purpose, regardless if he mentally ill. He still intentionally attacked, got up, fell, attacked, got pushed off, attacked, and attacked, saw her pass out, and kept attacking. That is a different type. Judges have to look at these things very, like they have to scrutinize and be very meticulous about what happened. And if you're, and if
Wait,
you watch,
Lee, I know you think that this makes sense, but I'm trying to, I want to show you why it doesn't. You're examining the act, right? And you're saying that you don't need to examine the insider. That makes no sense, right? Like the act, you're examining the act and you're saying what he did as if the reason why he did it doesn't matter at all. It does, right? It does. You could, yes, he attacked the woman, all of that. It was brutal. All of that is true. But this kid killed 4 people, right? And seriously injured another.
but one was an accident, my boy.
No,
That's
no, no,
all
no,
I'm
no, 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 no,
saying.
no, no, no.
That's
No,
all I'm
wait.
saying.
I get that. This is what I'm saying. You're making an intent argument. I understand that, but they both were incited, right? One was incited by drugs and alcohol. The other was incited by drugs and mental
But a
capacity.
judge won't
Right?
look
They
at it
both
the way
had
you just.
inciters, right?
Okay, you're okay. Okay, yeah, you can say that. Go ahead.
You
Sorry.
know what I'm saying? So,
Yeah, I want to hear.
but look at so when you look at the situation with the white boy, right? This was the argument. The argument was affluenza, and they were arguing that he wasn't able to align consequences
because he was too rich.
with his choice, right? Because his parents had taught him that he could buy his way out of everything.
No, but
and then they literally let him buy his way out of consequences.
But that's real. Have you ever had? Look, bro. Have you ever had?
Wait.
Have you
Don't
ever had
get past
rich?
this real
Wait,
quick.
just real quick. I'm just gonna ask you this. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Don't skip past this. The argument was that he had this issue where he couldn't link his action with his consequences because his parents had taught him that wealth brings privilege, right? That his money could get him out of his consequences. And then they literally allowed money to get him out of his consequences. Imagine that, right?
Man.
And this is a kid that, by all metrics, had no diagnosed mental issues. Now we're dealing with a kid who has diagnosed mental issues. I would even argue induced mental issues based on the cocktail that they was giving him.
But that's not a good argument for him because him being retarded just means that he's even more of a danger than the other kid is. At least we understand that this kid, okay, he was on drugs. He thought that he was super privileged. I've been around a few rich white kids and they fucking believe that shit. They will fucking attack people and they will do weird shit. And I've seen them do weird shit just trying to go on the Uber ride with them somewhere in New York, fucking attack the driver, spit on them, do weird shit that I'll be like, yo, what the fuck? I ain't even see no niggas do no shit like this. Just the just the audacity that they will go
but
through.
Lee,
I've
I'm
seen it,
saying
but now I'm just trying to make.
Lee,
Go ahead.
you're making the argument that this is the kid, and I'm saying the 17 regiment cocktail impedes that argument. You don't know that this is the kid. You don't know that. That 17 is tough, bro.
Okay, so
that's
you got to go get
tough.
me 10 cases where this cocktail made people go do that. Then, because if
Not
you
the same for everybody, but absolutely what we saw in Chicago.
That's the point, though.
Lee,
For
what we
this
saw in
kid,
Chicago.
it's violence is where.
Listen,
That's
yes,
what I'm
Lee,
saying.
yes,
We
Lee.
gotta
Wait,
think like
Lee. You can
judges,
use
bro. Are we
Chicago.
thinking like judges right now, or are we just thinking?
No,
like,
I'm thinking like a person who thinks for themselves. You can use Chicago.
But we gotta think like a judge. We gotta think like a judge in order for us.
No, that's not why we're here. We're here to discuss. The question was, did we get it right? Right. So we have to do Monday quarterback. We have to say whether or not we think this was the right thing. And what I'm saying is, you can literally use my city, bro. What percentage of them kids out there doing all that violent shit do you think are on drugs? I guarantee you it's a high percentage. Doesn't mean it's the majority, but it's a high percentage of them. And that's not just including the street ones, right? There is a high over diagnosis of black kids in major cities like Chicago, like Philadelphia, Baltimore, these places. Very high. A lot of times they be on some regiments. And because what will happen is they will tell the parents that the kids won't be allowed back in school if they not on something.
Wait, no, stop there. That's not the drugs that I'm saying that I think they on. That's I know. I think that they're drinking, they smoking, and in a lot of situations, I just think that they just kids. And back then we used to fight, and now they got guns, so now they shoot. Because back then we weren't on a bunch of drugs, but we got into fist fights. I wasn't on no drugs or in drinking at all when I was 15, 16, 17, 12 up to like 17.
Absolutely.
And we was getting into fist fights. So I just think it's just the amount of guns that are now out there. It's just
No, that's
changing.
that's a true statement, Lee. But I'm saying they were. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like I would argue somewhere around 30%, and that's a lot, bro. That's a lot. 30% of these other black children in Chicago in those specific situations are on some kind of cocktail of drugs, and then mixing that with street drugs like weed and alcohol.
No, listen, man. You know, at the end of the day, go ahead, AL. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off on your show, bro.
No. Finish your thought.
Yo, like I feel you, bro. But like the thing is, it's a sad story, but the story is that no one gives a fuck, bro. So if you allow your kid out into this dangerous ass world without preparing them, or they gonna you something, it ain't gonna be safe, bro. So like I hear everything you saying, man. It all sounds good, but at the end of the day, no one really cares. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we just saw here in this situation. And I landed there.
So, oh, sorry, that was me, Aaron. My bad. I was going to ask a question to Beans and to Likely. All else I asked Likely was, do you think? Well, actually, go Beans. Beans. Do you think that people like this gentleman are a liability to society?
As is, absolutely, of course.
All right, cool. Stay there. And Likely, do you think that society can afford or have a luxury to have these type of people in our society? Like, can we cater to these type of people in society? Is it something that we can afford? Isn't it a liability that we can afford?
I would have to say no. I mean, we could barely afford, helping the homeless people out here.
All right, so that's where the disconnect's at for you guys, for the most part. Like, I understand both points, but that's where y'all have disagreement with. Because I'm pretty sure Beans does see that we have, like he said, because there's other resources outside of state. We can afford such a luxury to have such people in our society. If we can deal with it, then we deal with it. But it's how we deal with it. We have to come to agreement with how we're going to deal with it. That's all.
Man, listen, I can't speak for the girls. I think you might just need to put them on the poll. But for the boys, I'm saying,
Jesus.
I'm just gonna be honest, man. I don't care about the girls.
What are you saying,
bro? The whole society.
No, Beans, I'm not fucking letting you do that, Beans. You just now was talking about how the women basically be cursing the boys out, talking shit about the boys. Get your ass here, come your ass over there, and they only salvation is men. Right, and now you're gonna go tell me to put those girls on a poll so they can grow up to become the exact same fucking women that you was talking about. I got you.
It sounds bad when you say it. For some reason in my head, it didn't sound that bad. But when I hear you say it out loud, it sounds terrible. Right?
What are you doing?
No, I'm being facetious, but I'm saying like I'm just being honest. Like I don't really care about the girls. I don't like society. Society is set up.
You double down, Lee.
You know what I'm saying? Society is set up to take care of women. We don't have measures in place to take care of boys and men, and that's the problem. Like if you have a conversation with women and talk about men need protection too, they're like, "Wait, what? Why do men need protection?" Right? Like people just don't understand that men are human beings too. But what I'm saying is this: to me, I'm telling you the reason why. So I went to military school, right? When I was 17 years old, right? I loved it. I ended up getting kicked out because I hit this Italian dude with a chair because he called me a nigga. But the time while I was there, it was like the best shit in the world, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like it really was dope. And when you in that situation, and you know how they say a lot of times strangers treat you better than family, man. These people, when they came in, they saw how smart I was. That was impressive to them. Why? Because they already dealing with these kids who aren't very smart, right? Who have not like just mental illnesses such as like, you know, depression and things like that, but like they are very remedial, right? I don't want to use the other R word, but they are very remedial, right? Educationally. So when I come in and I'm really smart, okay, I'm already in their favor, right? Then on top of all of that, I appreciated and valued that atmosphere of these men who collectively wanted to see you be the best version of yourself. So, you know, all that, Mo know all that fucking yelling and shit they do. You corporal, private, motherfucker. They didn't do none of that to me because they knew I didn't need it. You see what I'm saying? And so that's why I'm saying the drug element is very problematically. I'm saying reduce him off the drugs, which a lot of times, Lee, this is what we're seeing. You can look this up. It's not hidden information. If they try to just stop the drugs, them kids go crazy, bro. They be outside losing their mind, doing all kind of crazy stuff just because they just try to stop it. You got to.
All right, Beans, you're not saving all the kids in Chicago. All right, it's not.
It ain't just Chicago. It's your little.
It mainly is though. Like, let's be honest. It mainly.
Chicago got the wildest.
You can say shit like that, man. They gonna believe you.
Y'all got them super predators.
San Francisco fucked up too, just so y'all know.
Y'all got
no, it's not.
Yo, you know how many people get killed in Jersey, bro? Every year, like 5, bro.
And
like
you might
5,
not know,
3 to
but
5
we shipping
murders
people out
in
of California right now. Our governor's giving them tickets and everything. Like they shipping people out.
Getting their ass.
People
die in New Jersey. Wait, hold on. So wait, here's my thing though. I know this is off subject a little bit, but Ayo, does that help or hurt?
Shipping people out?
Yes. Does having less people there help the state or hurt it?
The people that we shipping out don't hurt us at all. We shipping out homeless people primarily. Like they're like, because you know how they got the whole Skid Row and all that, and they built all those units. So they like, yo, we gonna give you this ticket, we gonna give you some food, go to another place. This is a common tactic used by other states. Texas did it; they ship people to New York and to the political thing. So that's not an uncommon thing. It's just typically California not supposed to do that because they're perceived to not be the type of political state or cities that act that way. So that's why it's kind of funny, but it's happening. It is happening.
That is wild.
Yes, well, when I saw it, I was like, dang, Gavin is okay. He got to make his run for president in a few years anyway. So I just have this one video I wanted to play for Beans because I want to get his thoughts on it and go from there. Okay. Don't mind the scrawny hair, okay? Don't even worry about the hair.
A white kid was sent to live with a black foster family, and he loved this family. Like that was his mama, and he called her mama, and he felt like he fit in, and he loved them, and they loved him. And then one time he came from school, and he saw his mama sitting at the table with his social worker, and she just had tears in her eyes because she was working towards adoption. Right. And the social worker looked at him and said, hey, I decided I'm going to move you to a different family. And he said, why? Well, I just feel like as a white kid, you really should be with a white family. And I just don't feel like you really fit in here. So don't worry, I'm doing you this favor. It was a white kid was sent to live with a black foster family.
Now, Beans, don't you agree with that social worker's assessment?
So, no. And the reason why is threefold, probably off the top of my head. Y'all probably gonna laugh at a couple of these, and that's okay. I'm a comedian sometimes. So, firstly, absolutely, black families deserve to have property, white kids as their property. Absolutely, that you get a check when you take these kids in. So, absolutely, black families deserve to earn checks off of white abandoned children. That's first and foremost. Let's just get that out there, right? Secondly, black families will do a white kid way more justice, way more service than a white family will do for a black kid. And I'm gonna give you a reason why. I want y'all, everybody right now, take a look at Aaron's face. I just screenshotted it, so if you try to change it, it ain't gonna matter. Watch my reasoning behind this. As black,
you mean listen to your reason behind it?
No,
You can't
watch.
watch it.
I need you to
You
watch.
cannot watch it.
Yes, you can. So you got to be like Neo in the Matrix. You got to see the code, baby. You know what I'm saying? This is how I see things. Why you think I be killing these niggas in debates? Get fire on these bitches. I'm killing y'all right now. Okay.
Either man want his rematch.
Not gonna happen. So here's the thing. As black people, we are, and I'm not gonna word this the best way, but as black people, we are conditioned to have an understanding for dominant society, right? AKA white people. We are empathetic towards them, right? Always have been. It was ingrained in us during slavery time for sure. The Bible itself teaches you empathetic for your masters, right? Tells you to obey your worldly masters, right? But we have empathy for white society. We understand them to a certain degree. So if you put a white kid with a black family, they're not going to be abusive to that kid. They're not going to allow this kid to be overdiagnosed and all that other shit. They're not going to move like that. It's going to be way more of an understanding. They're going to treat that kid like a prized possession. That's how they're going to treat that kid, right? Because we have built-in empathy for white people. This is why when you look at marriage rates, whose marriages last the longest? Black
Asian
woman, white man. Okay, Asians might last the longest, but
there ain't enough black women and white men to even make this
yes,
up.
it is. Yes,
It's not.
it is. Yes, it is. They are 200 times less likely to get a divorce.
Wait, Beans. That's not right, because I'm telling you now, interracial couples in general have an average span of 10 years on average.
No, not black woman, white man. Look it up. I've been doing this for a little while. Black woman, white man be outlasting everybody, except for maybe Asian, right?
It's five
they
of
be
them.
outlasting everybody, right? And that's what I'm saying, because we tend to operate a certain way when we're in their presence. We tend to be on our best behavior. So I'm saying the difference is with a white person, they feel more dominant for the black person, for the black over the black kid. They trying to get the kid to assimilate, right, to white culture, whereas black people, we just gonna do us. We're not trying to get the kid to be white. We're not trying to, be black. We don't trying to move like that. It's just gonna be, we gonna raise them like they our kid. This is what it is. We're not gonna mistreat them in any kind of way. That we're gonna teach them love, empathy, you know what I'm saying, courtesy, all of these different things that the dominant society tends not to just automatically show those they consider quote unquote minorities. And I think those are the reasons why it's very, very, very different. For this lady to say, I'm doing you a favor by removing you. And then here's another thing. We have to deal with white people, right? I saw a video the other day where a guy talked about there's a very, very large percentage of white people, Aaron, in this country who don't deal with black people at all. They really don't have to see them. A big, large portion of this country, you can go from state to state to state, cities to cities, have very few black people in them, right? So it's just different. Psychologically, it's just different. We are very inclusive. We always want to go along and get along. That's why we can't never have any movements on our own. It's always black and brown and black and red and black and yellow and black and white. We can't never just be black. We are very inclusive. So she's doing this kid a disservice by removing him from a black family who could have removed the racism out of his soul.
Wait, Beans, but you're also implementing that black people would raise white people better than they raise themselves.
Correct. That's essentially what he said.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say yes. I would say
wow.
I would say
what
that
he means is
in the beginning.
Hold on. What he means is he's talking about black women, because I don't believe. And by the way, I'm not agreeing to the nonsense he's saying. I'm just giving an example. I don't believe a black man would have a black son and adopt a white son and treat his white son better than his black son. I don't believe
that's true. Thank you for pointing that out.
Your argument is towards black women in their
absolutely
behavior.
Yes, and I can admit that this is why Aaron is good, because visually the whole time while I was talking, I didn't even see a father at all in the picture. That's crazy, Aaron. You're absolutely right. I was thinking about women the whole time.
I know, because you got mommy issues.
That's fucked up, bro. Nobody asked you to put my business out in the streets like that.
We went on your channel and saw every episode.
Hold on. So Beans is saying that he thinks black women would treat white children that aren't theirs better than their blac male son that is theirs.
Yo,
Absolutely.
Beans is a psycho, bro.
Absolutely. I don't even think this is close. I don't even know why we even arguing about this. This probably won't even take that much.
Beans. Just say it. You is smart. You is.
That's wild, bro. Yeah.
Yo, literally
crazy.
die.
So wait a
This
minute.
guy is
So I just want
crazy.
to make sure I understand what y'all saying. Y'all saying the self-hatred that lives within the black community stops when it comes to black mother parenting. That's what y'all trying to tell. Yeah, checkmate. See how easy this shit be?
We just all scared to jump into any conversation after the things you said in the last.
Yeah, after what he said, we got to disavow ourselves from this.
Right, like, yo,
we can't.
Don't be mad at me. It's because it's
Whoa,
true.
just gotta back up a little
This
bit.
is outrageous. Nah.
Don't be mad at me because it's true. You heard what that lady said. The white kid was in heaven, okay, over there with the black family. In heaven. The mama was crying because they was going to take the white kid away. Meanwhile, they'll give theirs away. Okay? 150,000 kids go into the foster care system every year. Stop it. And this is why I be saying when they be making those arguments about black fathers abandoning their kids. I'm like, black mothers in general do way more abandoning of their children than fathers do. And this is why it's so stupid to me that nobody ever brings this up when they make their argument about men abandoning.
All right, sorry, I gotta ask you this question, and I'm an asshole, so I'm saying that now. So, are you saying, like, let's Jesus Christ. Okay, so are you saying, right? Let's just say the mom know that this kid gonna be retarded, right? Right?
The white kid?
No. Let's say you talk about these black
Autistic,
moms, right?
autistic.
Let's say like
Right,
black
but which
moms,
kid
right?
though? The white kid or her own black kid?
No, yeah, her own black kid, right?
Okay.
She know he gonna be retarded, which in this situation she got it right. She kicked this motherfucker the fuck out, right? She like, all right, give him to the charity, right?
Mhm.
Are you mad at her for wanting to, probably restart that? Probably be like, yo, dang, I messed up there. Let me go give this another go. Like for putting herself first. I'm just trying to figure out what you're.
Listen, I'll be honest with you. This is what's so crazy, Leah. I've actually thought about this a lot. I really have, because you see people a lot of times, man. And I'm gonna be serious on this because I don't want to make fun of it. I don't know if anybody might be watching, so I want to be sensitive to people's feelings.
Oh, I'm listening.
But I see a lot of people, bro, with kids with disabilities and some severe. And I often wonder myself, would I have been able to deal with that? Would I have been strong enough? You know what I'm saying? To deal with this. Your kid need oxygen and all this other shit they be dealing with and going through, man. Would I be mad? No, I think in that moment I would probably be way more sympathetic. And I think that's one of those outlier cases where we say if a woman is saying, I can't handle this, it's better that she says, I can't handle this, than she just do it for the sake of responsibility and is very, very bad at it and somehow makes the situation worse. So it's one of those situations that, molestation, all these different things like that, those, 2 to 5% outliers that are the reasons why women forego being mothers after, conception. And so I wouldn't judge her. I would understand. I mean, I think about it, bro. When I see it, like, I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people do it, man. Shout out to the ones who do, though. The ones who do have a level of love and compassion and duty even that most of us just probably would never understand.
That's true. That's what I'm saying. Like, how do we really judge these women when, they know that they're not going to be great parents. So in their eyes, they're probably like, shit, I'm going to be so terrible. Let me give this kid a shot. And then the system actually makes them, well, the dad's not there. Let's also throw that in the case. What fuck he at? But then the system goes, okay, well, we're going to do what we do with kids that, no one cares about, which is run them through the system and, incriminate them, make them violent with these drugs that y'all speaking, right? So at what point again, whose fault is it really? Is it really the parents' fault? Like it's so hard to really think about it. It seems like it's just a bad hand being dealt,
No, if you walk it down, it is so most things, and I think AO, even though he loves to disagree with me because he thinks he can beat me in a debate, but I think he will agree with me on this one. When you walk most things down, it's very easy, especially when you're not in a situation. It makes it that much easier for you to make the choices, right? To see what the right thing is. But the issue is this. So if a mom says, yo, I know I can't do this.
Right.
We all say, well, then, she's doing what's best for the kid. But if a dad says, yo, I know I can't do this, get your shit together. It don't matter what you can't do. What the baby is here now, you got to do what you got to do because you did what you did, and now the baby is here, and everybody's trying to no excuses for you. No, man, you can't do that, right? That is literally
it's called double standards. It's called double standards.
Yes, but that more than just a double standard, that is literally sexual discrimination. That is literally discrimination based on sex. That is literally what that is. You're saying I'm not going to give this person
that's what double standards are, sexual
concern and understand that I would give this other person based on their genitalia. That's what that is.
But that's what we do all the time, though. That's what I'm saying.
We ought to stop doing that, right?
Beans. Wait. Don't go too far with that. We can't say stop because remember what the word discrimination means. It just simply means distinguishing one thing from another. And we're going to act like we treat each other the same, we're being disingenuous. Straight up. We're not going to act like we treat each other. We don't treat each other the same. That's why double standards do exist.
Right. So when I watched a lot of the older, House of the Dragon era type shows, you know what happened when a dude was what do they call it? What's the thing that they shot the dude on the lawn of the White House for? It was treason, right? Treason, right? You know what they did for the guys who committed treason? They chopped their heads off. You know what they did for the women who committed treason? They chopped their motherfucking heads off. Okay. And that's what I'm saying. That's where we need to be. We need to be in a place. You're trying to push society towards egalitarianism, right? Because even with the situation that Aaron is presenting to us right now, if this was a female who had did this to a male teacher, will we be more sympathetic? I'm pretty sure Lee would have said,
yeah, I think so.
That teacher must have did something to her. He probably touched her in some kind of way. He would have made all kind of excuses. Okay, I'm sorry, Lee. I can't say what you would have did. Go ahead. If this was a female and a male teacher, let's just say she was able to subdue him some kind of way. She hit him with something. Would our stances change?
I mean, yes, because even when it comes to
a good question, it probably would have. I can't even lie.
Yeah, even when it
Here's
comes to
that
like,
white woman podcast.
When it comes to teachers having sex with the kids, like it look differently when there's a woman teacher involved with a male student. Like we kind of but they look at it kind of differently and stuff. You'll hear like people joking, like, "Oh, if I was a male teacher, if I was a male student, I wouldn't say nothing." It's a little more. They take it more as a joke when it's the other way around. If it's a male teacher doing it with a teenager, child, it looked horrible.
What you talking about?
Yes, because it's a power dynamics. In the day, it's power dynamics. We can't act like that's what I said. We are different. We have our pros and cons, ups and downs about the sexes, and we have to complement each other on those differences. The moment we don't acknowledge the difference, then you're going to really get things that are actually unfair. But you have to. The thing is, people want to have their cake and eat it too. People want to be selfish. So it's like if a man get that, then I should maybe be entitled to that. No matter how I make decisions, that's what life is about. Is how I make decisions. A man gets something based on what he did, what he knew. Women may feel like, hey, I did this too, so why don't I have it? Well, let's run down the list of why the consequences are different. Same thing with pregnancy. When I have sex with you, I'm not getting pregnant. This is the nature of what things are. And sometimes we feel like, well, that's not fair. That's what it is, though. I'm not making up the rules as we go along. I'm just going by cause and effect. Things that, it's like this. You're mad about what you're eating, right? Let's say what I eat don't make you shit, but you mad though. I don't understand. We're not doing the same exact thing. We never have the same outcome, but we look at everything at what outcomes people have and say, "I want this. I deserve this." And vice versa for men. Men are like, "Wait. I get it harsher than she does. Why is that?" Again, power dynamics. Are we going to look around and say that women are the one in charge? No, women are not in charge, and we know this. Most men are in control of most infrastructures, militaries, powers, everything you think of with powers involved in, money, everything. Money, men are on top of that shit. And we know this. So yes, there's gonna be more grace to women because of their position where they're at. And not to say that women are weaker, but women have different power dynamics. They're in the other spectrum. I think they're more powerful when it comes to manipulation, in my opinion, because men are suckers. But that's another topic. But I'm saying is men and women have their own prowess, things that give them an edge in certain areas, and they can capitalize on those things. But again, when they do get capitalized, like I said with women, for instance, like let's say OnlyFans, right? I wish I could just put on a camera and have girls flower me with money and shit just for standing there like Michael Jackson or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wish it was that powerful, but it's not. It's the other way around. Men have a stronger desire for women in that regard when it comes to their body, their parents, and how you make them feel and shit. Men lose control with that.
But Mo,
Man,
I
if
think
you put your hands on a white queen, life. That's what we just was up there saying. Put your hands on a white queen with blonde hair, blue eyes, life.
But now you hating though, Mufasa. You got to keep it 100. Now you
Hold on.
hating though.
Wait, let me say this though
Because
real quick.
y'all
'cause
wanna
look,
say it life,
Mo,
man.
this is the problem. The way I interact with women, right? Miss Polly, Kiki, Shanika, you know, F&M, the women who come to my channel. The way I interact with them, I am always making remarks about them of a let's just say of a sexual nature, right? I'm very flirtatious, right? And I make remarks about I don't do that with men, right? Because I'm not into men. Now, that's a whole different ball game than I'm sitting in a courtroom or in a position of judgment, right? Based on action. And I'm saying, well, I'm going to treat this woman differently than I would this man. I wouldn't do it. I'm sorry. I don't care what nobody thinks.
You're being disingenuous, Beans, because you got to remember there are laws for women specifically. So you're going to automatically do it anyway.
Too bad. And
Yo,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
you don't even have
listen,
to
and
go
I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I'm not gonna lie. This I'm gonna be honest because I'm on Aaron O's channel, and I'm not on. I don't consider Aaron O's channel one of those troll channels. But yes, this may have something to do with my experiences. My experience absolutely is forming my judgment right now. But also, I think. So I don't want nobody to try to pretend like I don't. I'm a fucking thinker. But I've been in a situation where me and another female I knew, one of my homeboy's daughters, both of us was locked up for domestic violence at the same time. We literally both had the same prosecutor. I was pleading not guilty. She was pleading guilty, and they dropped the charges against her.
Damn, why does it sound like she took accountability and you didn't? I'm just saying, that's what it sounds like. Like, what? Were you really guilty or not guilty?
So here's the thing. Me taking accountability was taking the fucking plea deal. Her was the prosecutor saying, a woman prosecutor saying, I'm not going to prosecute this woman.
But that's kind of important though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, accountability does hold weight. I'm just being for real with you. I hear what you're saying, you took the plea. But even me, right? If I go to a person, I might give them a ticket for speeding whatever, right? If they legit say, yeah, I was speeding for whatever reason, I'll take accountability. I'm gonna be like, all right, but you know what? You know what it was. You gave me enough excuse. I'm not gonna write your ticket. But if you're gonna go on my face and bullshit and lie to me, like I didn't catch you on the camera, I'm like, all right, this motherfucker here. I'm bet. Here you go.
That's assuming, but you're assuming, right? You're assuming that I was actually guilty. Think about that.
But that's why I asked you before we went on further. I
You
said,
asked me nothing.
did you?
No, you didn't.
I did. That's what I did. I did. Right after you explained that, I said, did you do it?
No, you asked
And then you
me.
said you took the plea deal. I said, okay.
Accountability. You never asked me that. I did because again, you're assuming that I'm guilty, right? Am I guilty of fighting with my woman? Yes, everybody fucking does it. It is what it is. But of domestic violence, absolutely fucking not. Hell no. When Tina Turner fought back, everybody applauded that shit. When a man fights back, oh, you should have left. Like that's.
But
not
you
how
understand the power dynamics, though, right? You do understand.
That's the point. That's why it's problematic when I live in a society where they are pushing egalitarianism on me. They telling me to lean in. Women are equal. They need to make the same amount of money as you, and yet not have the same financial.
Okay. I can understand your. I understand your plight now. I get where you're coming from.
Yes, you can't. Equal is equal. There is no I'm equal, but then I'm not, but then I am, but then I'm superior. But no, and that's what I'm saying. To me, this is a problem. If this was a female in this situation, with as this young man who jumped on that teacher, we would be talking leniency. But it's a big, rough black dude with nappy ass hair, and we like give him life, give him 20, give him 5. Give him 2.
Okay, it's the level of violence he is able to commit opposed to a woman. I don't think the lady would have been knocked out or unconscious if it was a 5'3" white girl like y'all want to use, like
Yeah, hold on one second.
That's one of the
6'6".
That's good, but I just I came up here to ask Emma a question because I think Emma lied to me about a year ago, but maybe I misheard him. But I think I caught him in the lie. Mo said that this was what Mo said out his mouth. I got the tape recorder because I had my recorder out that day. And he said before he get out of the car as a police officer, he already know if he gonna write a person a ticket or not. That's what he said.
I remember that.
Wait. He's right.
Hold on, let me finish. Listen, I didn't come up here to argue. I just want to ask a question. I'm asking the right question.
Yes, go ahead.
And then tonight, I heard you say, if you are accountable, you might not get a ticket. But if you bullshit you might get a ticket. Which one are you, Mo? Have you made the decision before you got out the car or do accountability? I'm trying to hold these police accountable. That's all.
I can explain that to you. So yes, I'm still the person that's going to. I'm still the person. All right, get this. I'm still the person who has integrity to give it to before or even after. That's me. But I was only giving an example as it stands for what Biles was saying. I'm trying to say that people are going to, for the most part, look at you and give you leniency if you're actually being accountable versus those who don't want to be accountable. It wasn't to say like I'm just saying, that's why I was mostly
just say I fucked up. I fucked up and I misspoke.
No, you're good.
We talk about being accountable. You said that you made a decision. It don't matter what they say. Now you telling me if that person take accountability, they might not get a ticket, even if you already said that you gonna do it. Just say, I messed up this time. I messed up.
No. E-Man, you're fine. I'll give you more context of what I mean by that. Reason why I say have integrity with having your mind made up is because you gotta have consistency. So, like, if I pull people over for going for 15 over, right? That's my cap. That's my integrity line, 15. If I pulled you over for going 10, that's a warning, right? Now, am I going to go against my own integrity because of how I feel versus what I know? You know what I'm saying? That's why I say that. But for this example, I was only using it as an example with means. I wouldn't say that I personally would say, oh, well, you know what?
Emma, no, you
I didn't put myself in the example. I didn't put myself in the example, though. I did not put myself in the example.
You did put yourself. Listen, everybody on this panel, you said if I come up to a person,
you said if A. No, I said if a person. I said if A, not me.
Oh, so you just talking?
There you go. No. You said it correctly. You said it correctly. I didn't say I. I said if A, not me.
So you try to say that if a person got integrity, I just want to make sure I hear correct, Mo. If a person got integrity and they say, you know what, I was speeding, I was doing the wrong thing, you saying they're getting a ticket whether they honest or not if you the police officer.
If they're going 15 over and that's my integrity line, that's what it is.
Now, I want to talk about 15. I'm asking if a person that, just like you just said, was with you and they was honest and they had the integrity, they did all this shit you was just talking about 5 minutes ago, is you giving them a ticket or not?
I just told you, my context is 15 miles per hour. They're going to work 15 to get that ticket.
So that's why I tell y'all these police is full of shit. Lie to their ass because you get the ticket regardless. Listen, it don't matter if you tell the truth with integrity or you lie to their ass. They gonna give you a ticket.
This is
Don't let
true.
these
This is
police lie
true.
to you.
Okay.
I agree with you. That's true. It's true.
I will say
Ticket
this.
regardless.
I'm gonna
So,
say this real quick
so
about
you
this.
saying if they went over 15 miles, right, over the speed limit, and then you got the car, you go over to them and you say, "Hey, you know what happened?" And they say, "Hey, listen, I was driving, I spilled some coffee in my lap, and I didn't realize." You still gonna give them the ticket?
Only I give you this. There are exemptions. Not for something like that. I still probably get a ticket. But if you are a medical emergency, there has to be an emergency. Because the reason why I can't do that is only because I can't use your lack of awareness as an excuse for you being reckless on the road. I can't. Because even me, right? I got a ticket for going downhill in neutral on my car, going about 30 into 25, which is bullshit. But I was going downhill literally. And this cop was an asshole, going 5 over in the school zone. He said, "Yeah, I gave you whatever." And I said, "Y'all had no intention of speeding. I was just chilling. Like I was letting the gravity take me and shit. I went 5 over. You want me to ticket for that? Yeah."
Okay,
You
okay.
went over the
Integrity don't
threshold.
get
All
you out
right,
of
Mr.
ticket.
Officer. Okay, all right. I need to switch it up
Wait,
a little bit. Hold
wait,
on.
Aaron, let me say this before I go get my food. I just want to say to all the police officers out there, I think y'all get a bad. I don't like none of y'all. Everybody knows that. But I do say that I think police officers ought to be able to trade sexual favors for people getting out of tickets. Absolutely.
Wow.
Jesus.
Go get your Uber Eats or your DoorDash.
All right, yeah,
sir.
go
This is
get your.
embarrassing. Okay, let me switch it up. This is wild.
Please to be a police officer.
Wow, bro. Like he be really thinking about this stuff. Like that's how his mind works. Okay. One queen lady he says, if women and men are not equal as Yah men always say, then recognize that there will always be a bias in certain situations.
Agreed.
I think that the bias exists because of the structure. So part of the way I was thinking was that if we go ahead and elect the female president, which I think is going to happen, and we shifted society and put the majority of women in leadership positions, and women didn't see themselves as under men, right? Then I think they would actually convict women at harsher rates. I think because the men are in the alternative position is why they're so harsh. So I think we've never got to a point where we've actually seen that shift in that. Because I've seen women be like, "Oh, like way colder than I would be in a situation." No, she lying. I know she lying. I know how these women are. Da, 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 da. And I tie it to my example of why that dynamic of daddy's girl and mama's boy exists is because the fathers can never truly understand the dubious and devious dynamic that a daughter has. That's why she has a certain level of innocence to her father, because he's a man and he can never truly understand what a woman actually thinks and operates. The mother, on the other hand, knows she conniving, knows she's trying to manipulate because she used to do it too, but she can't do the same thing for her son. That's why they're like so gentle, and that's how I view it, to one another. That's why the mom treats the son that way, and that's why the dad treats the daughter that way. That separation doesn't allow them to get to a point where they judge them harshly. Men are much tougher on their sons than they will be on their daughters. Mom are much tougher on their daughters than they will be on their sons, because that connection they can't get to. That's what separates the two. That's why I think that exists. The same dynamic in society. The men are in charge. The men are in charge of making the decisions. Women kind of view themselves as like less than to a degree. If we shift that, I personally think the women would be way harsher in sentencing women, and they would actually seem more understanding of men. But I think because we've never experienced that, people don't believe that will happen. But I actually think it would.
No, actually, it would happen because it happens in the military. Even right now, someone will complain to you and tell you that female bosses are way more harder on other females than they are on the dudes. Like, I think you're right, Aaron. If it was women in charge of power, they'd be feeling it more so than the guys would.
Y'all guys are out of y'all mind, and I can't believe Aaron taught y'all into that craziness. No, women will still be hard on men. Like this idea that now that they in charge, they gonna be like, no, I'm gonna take it easy because I'm the stronger vessel. No, they will be almost like slave owners. They're drive. I know y'all guys don't want to agree with it, but they're not gonna ease up now because they in charge. Every woman that we done seen in charge don't ease up on the men just because they in charge now. That's crazy. Aaron just talking.
So here's the thing,
I've
right?
always said that. I've
One
always
thing-
said that.
You didn't listen.
The one thing in life that I always regret is ever having to agree with either man. But I'll say this: he's fucking right. Like I said, I've seen it firsthand. When the prosecutor is sitting in front of a woman, she treats them softer. When the judge is sitting in front of a woman, they treat them softer. They have the option to do them just as dirty as they do the men, and they don't.
Y'all didn't
right?
listen to y'all.
And this is the thing. But see, Aaron, you said it in such a slick way, right? Because you don't want to demonize your precious power, right? But what he's really saying is that the power itself is going to corrupt women. Am I correct?
No, what I'm saying is I believe women walk on the earth in true understanding that they're second class to men. Whether they say it out loud, whether they want to admit it, they have to live with, like I tell you, there's an internal like battle that we have on a day-to-day basis. That is the woman's battle. Okay. What I'm saying is we're in a society where women have experienced that they are less powerful than men. They need some subsidies in order to have some level of more equality. They know equality is not going to exist. They're not. I don't think they're idiots, so that they're not expecting that, but they're trying to even up the playing field. But they need subsidies in there. We need to make these rules, adjust these, and certain things. I'm saying if women were like, yo, these women kind of harsh to the guys, like they've been locking these guys up like crazy, and they were the ones in charge of deciding these laws, deciding these outcomes, and they would see men disproportionately locked up at higher rates than the women, and they were in charge. They wouldn't allow that. They would shift because they would be like this. But
you can repeat it. You can repeat it again, like it makes sense the second time. But a prosecutor don't look at herself as inferior to who, the criminal.
You're not paying attention.
I am paying attention.
So
A judge
I'm gonna repeat it.
Oh, he gonna repeat it again like we didn't hear it the first time. Go ahead.
One more time. Because I know you lost the debate to podcast, so you're struggling right now. What I said was, if you're dealing with the prosecutor who grew up in society, knowing that they view her as less than, when she does then shift in the position, sure, she's going to still be thinking that same way. I'm saying if we were brought up the complete opposite, where she never thought that, and the men were thinking like, dang, like we ain't got, it ain't fair to us. It would shift the dynamic. You're still speaking about people with power growing up in that circumstance.
No, I'm not. Listen, I'm telling. We're seeing the first group of women who don't see themselves as equal as that see themselves as equal as men. They mamas didn't raise them talk about that you're less than men in these single family homes. Like this idea that we believe that is still going on in today. It's crazy, and I think Aaron just talking. That's just my opinion, though.
No, you can't. You ain't refute the point at all. You just saying what
nigga, we ain't debating, nigga. You tell me your opinion, and I tell you my goddamn opinion. This ain't no damn debate. Everybody want to debate now.
We know what happens to you in debate.
You said. This is what you said. You said that all of a sudden, if these women get this power, they gonna all stuff have this soft heart for men and start punishing the women, and they gonna get off girl code. Nah, these hoes gonna stay on girl code. We need to stop acting like they gonna get off girl code and start locking these women up. It's gonna be the same situation. It actually just gonna be harsher on men. Go ahead, Miss Polly.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, wait a minute. Okay.
Let me ask Aaron a question real quick.
No, I want Miss Polly to talk. I'm tired of you men.
No, because she ain't She ain't bringing nothing of quality. No, I'm just playing.
Okay, first off,
Go ahead. Damn, just
first
playing.
off,
Go
I
ahead.
understand you got mama issues. Let's keep that at home.
Go ahead.
So I'm gonna say is that he's probably right in the beginning. It will start off that women are gonna still be biased with women, but I think it will transition because at the end of the day, as we do see that women start bickering amongst each other, and then they'll start trying to do that catty stuff. And I think that's where it'll start transitioning to them being like, I'm just going to give an example. Might sound bad, whatever. Oh, I like that guy, or hey, that guy seems cool, or like whatever it is. And they'll start being biased for men, and they'll start seeing that kind of equal out.
Miss Polly, we believe they'll be biased to the nigga they fucking, but the guy that they ain't got no attachment to sexually, they're not gonna just be biased because he's a dude. Like this idea, like I'm telling y'all, when y'all see these women and y'all be like, oh, they're biased, yeah, because he's dicking her down every night. Of course she's biased to that, but the random dude that she's walking by, she still look at him completely separate. Like, do y'all live in the same world that I live in,
No,
or are
but
we on two different damn
saying,
planets?
You didn't even hear what the man said. He said, if you were grown into a society where it was the opposite way, where you don't think that way.
I heard it. I heard what you said. I heard the utopia. Listen, I heard the utopia that women all of a sudden go grow up in a society that they think that they're equal to men. I hear these crazy talking point of what if this happened. Cool, I heard it. I still believe that these hoes are evil. I believe these hoes are evil and they still gonna do evil stuff.
We're not saying equal. We're saying that women are superior to men in Aaron's simulation. In Aaron's simulation, the women are superior. That's where you're missing the point.
I heard what you said, Mo. So what year do you think that's gonna happen? 2147? Like what year do you believe
you just
that women
said,
hold on, no. I'm talking to Mo, Aaron. No, Aaron, Aaron, no. We not talking
you
that.
said out your own mouth. These girls are already grown up and they different now. They ain't thinking they less than now. So
they don't think they less than. He said superior. No, see that now you try to take Mo words out of context. He said women was going to be superior. He didn't say less than. That's two different things. Now I get you tried to make your point. I get it, but that's not what Mo said. He said that women grow up thinking that they're superior than men. Ain't that's what you said, Mo? I'm gonna start holding y'all niggas accountable for y'all words. Y'all, he said superior. He didn't say less than. Two different statements. Checkmate, niggas. I just play.
Why do you need a man come up here being fed and talking shit?
Aaron, let me give you an
The
actual
man start
argument,
doing push-ups. It got tough as hell. What happened?
Yeah, what
Hold on,
the hell is
let me
going
give you
on?
an actual argument, right? So even if I was to concede to the worldview that you're talking about right now, you would have to tell me how we get there. Because if I make the argument, then you'll just be able to come back and say, well, no, because of this and this and this. So you at least have to tell us how we get to that point, how we get there. How do we get to the point where the majority of the seats of power are seated by women?
Sure. Okay. So this is how we get there. We're already trending that way, right? So how we get there is one. It's not 1 year, right? So for example, it's not like the guys was in charge for 1 year and women was like, oh, we're oppressed. It was an extended period of time, right? It was not 1 year and they was like, well, it's over now. So
250 years when we dead. Go ahead.
So women would have to sustain more leadership roles, more powerful roles consistently over time than men do. For it to start to eliminate the argument that men control everything, men make all the laws, men are in charge of all things. Because when they no longer have that narrative, right, they have to operate differently. So they have to go with something else. So we actually the ones in charge. Actually, the president, that was us. And it's been like that for the last 15 years. We can't really blame them now. So they have to then start presenting an argument that is more reasonable. And what you'll find is in order to balance it out, they're going to start saying things like, well, no, the men are not getting the same options. It's honestly, I really think it would be a shift. Y'all just think women would get their power and think about being upset at what had happened to them, and nobody's refuting that. I'm saying, but once that narrative becomes shifted and the men are like, dang, these women really, they got more power than us and they got us at a disadvantage, and the women know that they have an advantage, that starts to change.
But I'm just,
But Aaron, you know what?
but Eric, go ahead, Mo.
I would say the only problem with the worldview would be is the fact that it's still a physicality part. The enforcement part would never. I don't think the only way you can have that happen is you got men who are born literally once they're born, they see that they're men. You gotta make sure that you're taking pills, make them more docile, make them where they basically are like, I don't know, like pets, because they would have to be like children. They would have to be childlike in order to be underneath women, to have that kind of structure in place. Men would actually have to become children in order to honestly have women run the shit. I'm talking about infrastructure, everything. They have to take all that burden.
Mo, you're not slick, bro. So you heard what I asked Aaron, and you kind of figured I was trying to go. So you're gonna try to jump in there, but you ain't jumping in right. So let me just go. So Aaron, I can see the worldview that you're painting. I can see it, right? It does make sense. I will say that. The understanding is that the same way how men who see themselves as more powerful than women are empathetic towards the opposite sex, if you put women in that position, then they'll share the same empathy towards the opposite sex because they will see themselves as the powerful ones, meaning they would have to facilitate the empathy and the altruism.
They kind of do it on a lower scale now. You see what I'm saying? Like with their sons versus their daughters. Because
stick on that. Hold up, Aaron, stick on that. You just said it. The children. Like I was saying, you would have to be childlike in order for it to happen. I'm telling you.
No, you just have to be related. You have to be related. This is not a random stranger. Go ahead, Aaron.
It doesn't have anything that doesn't have anything to do with Aaron. So yeah, right here with me and you. Listen, I'm granting it because I can see it. I understand what it is that you're saying. I'm gonna tell you why it's not gonna work. Because there can never be, ever. I don't give a shit how many mayors, governors, senators, all them other positions, police chiefs, I could care less how many of them are women. There's no way that we're going to get to a point where women don't psychologically understand that the reason why they have those positions is because we allow it. That can never be.
So
let me gonna happen.
Let me give you a bad example that I know you're going to agree with, and it's going to make my point, but you're not going to like it. That's like telling people that you can't tell the slaves that they can't run off your plantation. You can psychologically destroy them and rebuild them mentally. You absolutely can do that to men, even as women. So it can be done. That is an extreme way to prove that it can be done. And since me and you both know that's not likely to happen to reprogram people, what I'm saying is that I'm not saying this is going to happen. It's just
you're just talking.
But wait. Let's address that. The example that you use, right, is an example that is without freedom, right? It includes chains and brutality. Men will absolutely, I'm not going to pretend like men won't be brutal towards men for the sake of women. They would, and for the sake of power, for that matter, for the sake of the positions of power, right? But not on a big enough scale to where I think the women will ever be able to psychologically get away from the fact that we're the reason why they can do what they do, because they're going to need men to enforce the rules because women won't be able to. So I think that dynamic will impede it. Again, acknowledging what you're saying, and I can see an avenue where that happens because of the position of power, and particularly when they're in that position. I think this is true. I think this is a good analogy that you use if you just focus on the power piece. If I'm in power and I got all the guys with me and we all in power, we're looking at those who are weaker and lesser or considered weaker or lesser than us, then there is where we will place our empathy and our altruism. It's just.
But what about? I mean, you said men enforcing, but at some point, let's just be honest here. As technology gets big, better. We may not even need men to enforce.
No, that's crazy. The reason that's crazy.
I'm being honest. You can't say that.
I got you. They don't want to
I
be
got you.
respectful of women, so I'm going to use my manly, masculine voice
Hold
to
on, wait. Let
dominate,
me talk. I
to
want to
dominate
talk.
over either man's
Make sure
avatar.
you, make sure you call it out.
Right? So,
Don't talk over me. Go ahead.
so what can be done? There's twofold, right? So y'all might not remember, right? Black people used to be terrified as free people. They was terrified. Oh no, you better not. Don't even look at them. Don't even look at them. Like terrified, right? After they was free. This is how crazy this is. After they was free, they was terrified. That's Mr. Johnson Street down there. They could drive to your house, take your kids out your home, and you just had to watch them take your kid. We gonna go ahead and put your kid up that tree, and you gonna watch. Come here and come in your house. Open this door, and we just like terrified. So we can get to a point where men can be terrified to touch a woman.
No.
Who
were they terrified of?
Jesus Christ. So it can't. You wait. Hold on. What you say, Beans? I missed it.
Who were they terrified of?
Yeah. So women, they were terrified of the blonde hair woman. Okay.
You crazy.
Don't you lie to your audience like that. Don't you lie to your audience like that.
Listen, they was never that's why they was getting killed for having sex with those blonde women. They was scared of no blonde women. What are you talking about? We don't see no videos of blonde women out there beating slaves.
They was
Stop
terrified.
it.
All right, listen, they was terrified. Just like men are terrified to be alone with a woman. She say he did something. Terrified. So they were terrified. Even though we know the enforcement was gonna come through the man, they were still terrified of that woman. Now y'all can talk.
No, listen, but
no.
Aaron.
Let you got. I'm
One
let you
thing I
go.
will say-
Hold on, Emma. Let me finish this point. See, what would happen is I can tell a young man that he is less than this woman, but you know what's gonna happen? Unless we separate men and women at young age, they gonna be in the sandbox, and she gonna push him, and he's gonna push her, and you know what they gonna figure out? One of them's gonna be stronger than the other. And I'm telling you, the natural strength will show in that young man. And no matter what I tell him, he still would know that he's stronger than that woman.
That natural strength don't show up for a while because girls be beating up other 5-year-old boys. So all right. So forget all that. Here's another point to Miss Polly's point.
Yeah, like what if it's not physical? Like there's lots like
no.
That's where I was coming in at.
Hold on,
Okay.
wait. Let's get to your point technologically, right? Y'all ever seen iRobot?
Nope. I'm
Okay.
joking.
So
I'm joking.
so-
We saw Will Smith.
So the
That's what he used to be good.
The enforcement don't have to come through men or women. It comes through the women controlling robots that enforce what you gonna do.
No, it's not. This is. See,
you arguing against that? You're telling me you won't smoke with robots now.
Now I'm telling you why it doesn't, because they got to keep us around. They got to reproduce with us. I get.
I never said get rid of man.
Listen, the problem that I'm trying to help you understand is she's stronger than me until I got her face into that goddamn pillow and I'm driving her brains in. I'm telling you right there, at that point, I'm gonna be like, yeah, this bitch weaker than me.
Wait a minute. I'm just
I'm
gonna throw this out there, Ethan. Man, it's not. I'm gonna say this, as all men have said. You know, a lot of these giant wars out here are caused by who? Over women, right?
No, but
you don't think that women are manipulative enough
I
to
get
put
what
you
you're
guys
saying, but
against each other? Like we
Miss
can't.
Polly,
Come on now, we're not
listen, Miss
all
Polly,
lost.
you still missing what I'm saying, Miss Polly. When I got her head in that pillow and I'm power driving her at her weakest, remember she's still taking
just like y'all niggas be buckling at the knees and can't stop coming to that. Come on now, don't do that. It's both ways.
Let me finish, Miss Polly. I'm telling you this
Don't
idea
tell
that
me
she
to let
weak.
you finish, sir. I'll let you come finish a couple times.
All right, have a good night. I'm gonna go up here upstairs and eat.
See, I made him go home.
Chinese
That's what you
food.
do. Cut it off.
You did. I'm going home. You right. Y'all guys have a good night. Appreciate y'all for having me up here tonight.
So back to the point now. So what you can use is actual robots to enforce things. So now it don't have to be a physical thing because y'all not stronger than robots. Don't care who y'all think y'all are. The robots wait, what happened, ma'am? Oh yeah, go arrest him. Zip. locking you up, dog. Like, and you can't fire at them. There ain't no machine. Like, you're gonna take that L. So
Right.
technology
So the
could
men
actually
won't be able to program the robots either.
You said what?
The men won't be able to program the robots.
The men. So wait, you're saying women don't have the ability to program robots?
I'm not saying women don't. You're saying they do. I'm saying, but so are you arguing that the men won't be able to? I think we've seen hacking is a real thing, right? Like,
yes,
like,
yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Aaron, to the point though. It's like this.
I don't know what that got to do with anything.
Like, because
he's saying
like,
that people who are smart would be able
jumping
to
all the way.
override the
No, you didn't even say
robot
hi to
programming.
nobody or nothing. You just came up on the panel and started talking because you got a clean shaven head. Shut your bald head ass up for a second.
You know, yeah,
That's not nice. Wait, before you go, Beans.
Hold
I
on,
had-
Emma, don't you interrupt me, Nina. I don't give a fuck about your
No, the
military.
email had took my power, and I was gonna say something because I had an argument to Aaron.
It's my turn because I'm tired of AO and Miss Polly thinking they finna double team us. This shit ain't finna happen.
First off, no, because you can't. Look, right now, I just made a whole example of it. Ethan Man was up here talking crap, and I just said a couple of words, and he ran off. So a woman can make a man move very easily without doing a lot.
It's fucking easy, right? This shit you talking about.
Okay.
If that's the case, why the fuck y'all? We've been around for hundreds of thousands of years. Why y'all ain't manipulated yourself into power yet? Checkmate. Be quiet.
Apparently they did, because that's where we at now.
That's the point, is that they fucking didn't. That's the point. We know exactly how you got into power.
To
we
be
know
fair,
exactly who did it.
to be fair,
it wasn't women.
They actually did. Because to be fair, if you go back and you check who was the people in charge, the founders of the country, none of them were women. When they were making all those laws, none of them were women. You know, one lady said, "Charles, you should let me be on the board." And I can't do that. This is a man for you. Or what? I can't do Charles.
Ever
come
since
on now.
Aaron O said to me he will lie in a debate, I can't trust him no more. This is bullshit.
I'm proving it. I'm
No,
literally
wait. So where's my argument? Hold up.
because they're in Congress. They are senator. They were never that.
Yes,
so
that
proving
don't have anything to do with them being fucking women. The women didn't do that. The men did that. Your favorite fucking friends. You know the word. Let's all say it together.
No.
Capitalists.
No.
They did this shit and you fucking know it. Capitalism is the reason why slavery ended. Not because these people gave a fuck about black people. They was instituting a new slavery, which is debt. And the only reason why these women have the smidgen of pretentious power that they have right now is because it benefits the system of capitalism through taxation, and you fucking know it.
Here's the problem, right? With the slavery argument is that slavery was depicted as skin color. Well, you're gonna be a slave because y'all black. That's how they did it here in Americas, right? They switched from that to basically enslave everybody else, right?
Exactly.
They took it off race and said we enslaving everybody else. That's what was the goal.
Absolutely.
Wait, Aaron, Harold, I got to argue for y'all two between me, right? The thing is, the biggest thing I've noticed, because I say life's decision making process, I don't believe that women would make the same decisions as what men are doing today in society, because I believe in the most part, yes, because the way women look at men is not the same way we look at them. And even if it was a power dynamic in the sense of like, oh, men are weak, women don't respect weak men in general, period. So it's kind of like, what kind of paradigm would we have, in a sense? How would society even flow if women don't have no respect for the men in general?
What the fuck are you talking about?
I'm saying if women were the ones who were dominant in this world.
I think we have reached the conclusion of the Aaron O Show. I thank you, kind people, for showing up, but I'm done. I ain't eat nothing. I ain't got to deal with this. Either man came in here and said some, nah, I'm done. Okay. Only thing I can request of the people is to understand that we got to go. Okay. So until next time, as they say, we gone.